Welcome back, boxing fans, to another great show with Sean on boxing. So we're here today live looking at Christian Mbilli versus Dervachenko, which could potentially be fight of the year. Obviously, a lot of people are super stoked about Ortiz versus Shevchenko, or who? What's his name? I can't even think of the Ukrainian kid's name, which people are talking about as potentially being fight of the year. But don't be surprised if this fight surpasses that, because these are two monsters. Now I'm just trying to see where my chat group is, but I don't know why I can't find it. Comments. There we go. David's in the house as per usual. Welcome, David. So what did you think about David, or not David Morrell, but Ulysses Iglesias' performance? You know, the thing about him and Abdullah Mason, who both won today and very impressively stopping their opponents inside the second round, these guys need to start getting better opposition, right? They were put in with real cherry pick opponents, guys that are going to make them look good, and they did exactly what they should do. They blew those guys away. But now we want to see Abdullah Mason, not with top 15-pound type of guys, but, you know, quality operators, guys that are going to test him, guys that are coming to not necessarily win, but you know, to perform. And the same with Ulysses Iglesias. I mean, the 168-pound division is popping right now. It's deep. There's a ton of really, really good opponents. We want to start seeing him in with some good opponents, right? Maybe not quite world class, but some guys that are really going to test him. Obviously, we still have the two more fights to come. Makhmudov, the big giant Russian-Canadian fighter who got knocked out by the Turkish guy not that long ago, is going to be fighting a guy that just ended up losing recently to, what's his name? Efe Ajagba, in what was a really great fight. So this fight really could be a tough one for both of those guys. So it should be two really good fights headlining this card. Iceman's in the house. Your buddy Bud ducking Virgil again. Ducking Virgil. Newton, salute. What's up, Technique? Ortiz duck Bud. He said he wants Funduro or Spence. B-Hop came out and said Virgil ain't ready for Bud. Come on, we know those dudes are fucking ducking Bud Crawford, man. That's just obvious. They know if they go the in-house PBC route, even though they're not part of the PBC, but go that route instead, allowing the PBC to have more pay-per-view fights, that they're going to make more money. They're going to be in with opponents that are more at their level, and they're not going to fucking be exposed too quickly, right? You fight Funduro winner, which is probably going to be Funduro if Spence even fucking actually ever fights, and then Tim Tszyu as well. Both good fighters, but obviously the cream of the crop is Bud Crawford, and everybody knows that. Bud probably going to fight old GGG. P. Did GG really lose to Dervachenko in your opinion? I had Golovkin win, but it was a really close competitive fight. Far more competitive than most people would have expected. And of course, GG haters use that as a way to criticize and dismiss him. But styles make fights, right? You know, it just is what it is. Also, it's an older version of Golovkin. Yeah, Raf. Ice. Baholchuk got robbed. Baholchuk did get robbed. And I'm one of the few channels on YouTube that continues to push that, because that's true. I mean, you cannot tell me that fucking Ortiz won 8 rounds in that fight. Because if you did, I mean, come on. You cannot tell me the rounds he won that you gave him 8 rounds. Unless you gave him every single fucking opportunity possible. And even then, I still think you lost. But cheers. Welcome to another great weekend of boxing. Obviously, this fight card from Canada. Brought to you from Canada. That's what the judges said. Yeah, I know. But judges in boxing, since when do we fucking have any faith in them? Especially when we get 3 Vegas judges, right? You know, we see what they consistently do to the Eastern European. Do I need to say it again? Golovkin, Kovalev, Lomachenko, and now fucking Boholchuk. 4 examples of Eastern European fighters fighting in the States with American judges getting totally fucking railroaded in the cards. You should rewatch the Ortiz-Boholchuk fight if you agree with the rounds judges had. You should. I mean, the fact some people actually gave fucking Ortiz round 12. The round where the ref literally rescued him. I mean, I think it's cool if people like Ortiz. I like Ortiz and want to see Ortiz do good things and thinks he's going to be in more entertaining fights and more marketable. I agree. Right? A fight between Ortiz and Crawford is a far bigger fight than a fight between fucking Boholchuk and Crawford. But fair is fair. This is not about hopes and wishes and dreams. It's about fucking having a sport that people can actually be proud to support. I want Bud to fight Virgil and Boots, but they don't really seem to want it, and Bud got other plans. Well, those guys blatantly ducked him at 147, so you can't be surprised that they're going to blatantly duck him at 154, right? I mean, these guys are just aging him out just like Tank Davis did to fucking Lomachenko at 135 pounds. Turkey said Crawford only interested in Canelo. What's going on with Bud? I don't think that's true, but I think obviously at this point, Bud Crawford is looking for the biggest money fights available. And you know, not getting into a back and forth where other people can use his name to fucking sell fights that he's not involved in. You know, just the same old PBC fucking freeze out type of situation. Madrimov got robbed but didn't do enough. Madrimov didn't do enough, right? Like, he lost that fight. He was too busy fainting, dancing, shaking, and boogieing. And you can't win a fight that way. You can impress people with your performance, go out there and give Crawford some problems, not get knocked the fuck out, but you don't deserve to win a fight when you literally don't throw the punches. This is boxing, after all. Like, I was just watching Cuban fighter Cruz, right, in a fight. I don't know if it was the Olympics or some other thing prior, because I was trying to find Olympic coverage, which is fucking really difficult. And so I watched that fight, and nobody wants to watch a guy like him fight. Sure, he's skilled. Sure, he would be a great pro, and obviously would be really difficult to beat. But he wouldn't be marketable. Nobody would want to pay to watch him fight. So then people would say that people are hating. They're hating him because he's black. No, people are hating him because stylistically, he takes no fucking risks. No risks, right? This is professional boxing. People pay a lot of money to watch boxing. That's why a fight like today, Mbilli versus Dervachenko, we are excited about. Because these two motherfuckers are going to take risks, right? And in the process, they're going to give us what is going to be a great, great, great battle. He doesn't think Crawford is just desperate for a retirement check versus Canelo. He doesn't really think he actually can win. Well, come on. Let's be fair. If Floyd Mayweather could beat Canelo, Bud Crawford could beat Canelo. Obviously, it's a different version of Canelo, but this is like saying, you know, Leonard couldn't beat Hagler. 2 years, 3 years out of the ring, came back, beat Hagler. Many people disagree and thought Hagler won the fight, but nonetheless, you didn't throw punches in the first 2 rounds, right? So you're giving away rounds. Crawford could potentially win this fight if he was able to use his legs and his reach and his jab. The question is, can he do that consistently for 12 rounds and get the decision from the judges? Salute, Sean. I think Dervachenko has a chance to upset Mbilli. Me too. Me too. Are you rooting for Mbilli tonight? I am. Yo, Sean, Stringer from above. What's up? Bud been robbing boxing, getting overpaid to fight, compromised fighters, weight bully at the. Come on, Iceman. You're going to call fucking Crawford a weight bully, but not Ortiz, a guy who literally almost killed himself being a fucking weight bully, or David Benavidez, a guy that fucking has been a weight bully his whole fucking career. Like, the amount of dudes that use weight to their advantage in boxing is the majority. To say Crawford was a weight bully, like, you'd have to say that about 135, but you couldn't say that about 147, because the one thing everyone said about him and Spence is that Spence is bigger, a naturally bigger and stronger fighter who's going to be too big for Crawford. And then you say compromised. I mean, that's only people looking for excuses. Compromised. Nobody was saying anything about compromise until after the fights. And then guys were compromised. Iceman got that John Sean energy. He does. I mean, if you're a boxing fan, I don't know why you would be so negative towards Bud Crawford. Bud Crawford was blatantly ducked at 140, 147, and now 154 pounds by the PBC. Most of the people that are hating on Crawford, on this page at least, aren't really PBC fans. So you should be fucking smart enough to understand that truth, and understand that, unfortunately, some fights we should have got and could have got, we didn't get. Not because of Crawford, but because of the PBC. The same way fucking Ortiz and Boots Ennis blatantly ducked him for WBO world title fights, right? But now people are going to say that he's ducking fucking Ortiz. Ortiz, who looked like, you know, limited in his last fight. Coming off of that performance, only diehard fucking Mexican boxing fans really have any faith that Ortiz could actually win. Sean, like you're watching Lazy versus DDP. Huh? What are you saying, Jay? I see Canelo ending Bud with a straight. He ate a lot of them versus Madrimov. Canelo's no Madrimov. He's not going to be in and out using his footwork, and he doesn't have the long, straight right hand that Madrimov has, which was his best weapon. Not to say that Canelo can't beat Crawford, but I think it'd be much more to do with hooks to the body to eventually break him down and have him sort of react the same way Charlo did. They said Floyd Mayweather wasn't entertaining. He's a Hall of Famer. Damon, yeah, you don't listen, Damon. I said people will recognize you as great, but you won't be marketable, and you won't necessarily be able to make a lot of money in the sport. You won't necessarily get the fights that you want because you're not marketable. Networks and promoters won't make fights for you because they know that you can't generate money. You use Floyd Mayweather as an example of that, but Floyd is an outliner. You know, we've seen tons of other guys before and past who were similar defense first technical fighters like Floyd who never were big fucking successes. So don't hang your hat just on Floyd fucking Mayweather. They said Purnell was boring. He's a Hall of Famer. Yeah, once again, you don't listen to fucking reality. Nobody said people aren't great. You're going to be a Hall of Famer. You're just not necessarily going to be marketable. They said that Ward, my point is that Hall of Famers who never lost. Well, actually, Pernell Whitaker did lose. Crawford is the one ducking right now. Come on, man. You don't fucking believe that. Ducking who? Fucking Virgil Ortiz, a guy that blatantly ducked his ass to go fight for a regular WBA title. Iceman, Bud, great. It's just Canelo, Inouye, and Usyk did more pound for pound, which is no insult. Floyd is the richest boxer. Once again, Damon, you don't fucking listen, do you? Once again, you don't listen. You're typical of these Floyd Mayweather nut huggers that fucking always have to pull Floyd into a conversation. Every other fighter is not fucking Floyd. And it took Floyd how long to fucking get to that position? He was a guy that was scratching at the dirt, wanting an opportunity, until he was fucking gifted an opportunity by Oscar De La Hoya. Ended up playing the black hat in the situation, and then had enough success based on that, but also big name selling opponents that helped him sell huge pay-per-views. That's who the LDBC gassing up morale and Ulysses just because they're part black. They're so biased. Well, Morale and Iglesias, unlike the majority of Cuban fighters, they are exciting fighters. So they could be marketable. Morale also speaks English very well now. So that doesn't necessarily fit those two fighters. Canelo, Haney, Mbilli, Pacheco, top far right now at 168. Pacheco, no. But Canelo, Jaime, and Mbilli are right there. But you also have other good fighters as well. Don't dismiss Mbilli. Morale would be top four, but obviously he just moved up to 150, 175. A guy called Mexican Boxing number 1 is calling out somebody else for being biased. Floyd was marketable, is my point. Once again, Damon, your fucking ears are full of shit and you just can't fucking listen. Damon, when did Floyd become marketable? You're so smart, tell me when. He was the B-side to fucking Arturo Gatti. He was the B-side to fucking Arturo Gatti. So he did become successful. Yeah. Because everything fell into position. He was smart enough to capitalize on it and was able to market the Mexican fight dates with Mexican fight fans, only fighting fucking Latino fighters on those dates, knowing that he's going to generate money. It was a very smart, very well-organized play by Floyd. Hats off to him. But not every black American fighter is Floyd Mayweather. So wake up. Dervachenko has 5 losses. How many losses does it take for you to brush a fighter off that's still competing? Has nothing to do with the amount of fights. Look at Derek Chisora. He's got double-digit losses, yet he just had one of the best wins of his career. Is it funny? Absolutely. None of the LDBC channels mentioned the heavyweight division, even during build-up to Fury Usyk Undisputed. Hardly any videos. Why? No black fighters involved. Well, TMG, that's just a fact. These guys would rather make the same video about Tank Davis and fucking, I don't know, Ryan Garcia and 1 or 2 other fucking black American fighters and just put those videos out consistently. The same content, nothing new, pushing the same narratives and ignore the whole sport of boxing, right? Because those guys only use race to fucking make money off of YouTube. That's all they're doing. So they're just going to push the same fucking situation. And Damon is going to be cool with it. Right, Damon? Jason Dayton, hello. Wished you lived in the States so our time meshes. Well, this is fine. It's boxing time, right? So you're watching the fights, so we're here. Boxing Dialogue says, how long till the main event? It seems like we're waiting for the main event, but we didn't get the Ashambach fight yet with the Italian, so I think it's quite a while away still. Probably that fight's going to start at 10, and then the main event will be anytime after 10, so probably closer to 11. JA, they're number 1 if you count Mexican Americans and Mexicans combined, then they have the most champions in boxing. Facts. Damon is like a troubled child of these lives. That's true. That's why they're mad, because their hero Bud going to probably retire. Well, come on. You know, we don't need to be fucking as ignorant and racist as other people are. You give Bud Crawford credit because he's doing exactly what he should be doing. Right? Just like Golovkin. If people are going to duck you and won't fight you because they're too afraid to be exposed, then, you know, it is what it is. Crawford's still going to be a Hall of Famer. He's had a great career. 4-weight world champion, 2-weight undisputed. If I was him, I would try to become undisputed at 154. But the problem is, we know that they're trying to freeze him out already. Dervachenko is offensive and crowd pleasing. How's that working out for him? How's it working out for him? He's getting big fights fucking all the time. That's how it's working out for him, Damon. Right? He's consistently getting world title fights. Consistently. Always on TV. Every single fight you watch, he's on TV. That's how it's working out for him. Pretty fucking good for a guy that doesn't have a fan base in America, right? Derek Chisora has double-digit losses, headlines, pay-per-views in the UK every single time he fights. How's that working out for him? Pretty fucking well. The guy's fucking loaded, going to have 2 more fights before he retires, right? Like Damon. Not everybody that's aggressive is going to necessarily catch on, especially with the ignorant fucking American fan base. Sean, when's the last time you visited Canada? Prior to COVID. So I'm probably going to come back next summer to visit Toronto and neighboring areas. Where are we? Dun dun dun. Oh, do I have to fucking wear these? Okay, here we go. At least spell his name correctly, Damon. Sean, did you see Haney fight with the carnival guy? I did. That was fucking a punk ass move. And then he's going, oh, he said the N-word. Yeah, okay. So then you and fucking 4 homies had to jump him. And you had to fucking stand behind them and punch through the group because you're a fucking tough guy. Right? Like, that's the problem with dudes like this. They put themselves in bad fucking positions. And now people are saying, oh, you know, still pushing that whole narrative that the LDBC loves to push, that he is the most talked about and most hated fighter in boxing. Actually, for the last 2 months, who's fucking talked about Devin Haney? Nobody. Only reason people are talking about him now is because he said he's coming back after he said he was going to stay out for the year, right? You know, and the reality is, who's he going to fight? Is it going to be somebody worth talking about? Probably not. Do you think Mbilli versus Canelo is likely to happen next? I don't think so. Mbilli's not a Mexican. He's not a Latino. So you can't really market him so well for those big dates. I would think if you're going to fight Mbilli in Japan, right, because he did talk about potentially going to Japan to fight, then maybe. And of course, Eubank in the UK, that makes sense. He swung behind the homie like a 304 and missed. Yeah, it was a fucking pretty pathetic fucking attempt of a punch for a pro fighter. Always on TV with Uber job at his side. He's not getting life-changing money, especially with 5 losses. And he beat GG, blatant robbery. Damon, once again, you know, you're making this into some sort of race situation. Right? Yet you're a fucking huge Tank Davis fan. Tank Davis is marketable because he's exciting. Wilder had no skill, but was marketable because he was exciting. Being exciting is the end all. That's what's going to help gravitate casual boxing fans to watch you. You say Dervachenko fights Uber drivers. No, he consistently fights world champions or world champion contenders like Mbilli. He beats Mbilli, and all of a sudden now he's in a world title fight once again. Mbilli says he wants to fight Berlanga, and Dervachenko Golovkin wasn't a blatant robbery. But of course, you typical black American guy can't give Golovkin any respect, just like you can't give Lomachenko respect, constantly fucking need to make everything about race, can't give any non-black fighter any credit, but gonna moan and groan that black American fighters don't get credit. Go on a fucking tangent about Floyd Mayweather, even though nobody said Floyd wasn't successful. But not every black American guy is fucking Floyd Mayweather. Then Billy says he wants to fight Berlanga, even if Berlanga loses to Canelo. Well, that doesn't make sense. Go fight fucking Jaime Munguia, right? Stringer Karma getting Haney for robbing Loma. What's up, Sean? What's up, Zaki? I missed the card. Did Abdullah and Iglesias look impressive? They did, but they fought literally bum-ass opponents. So it's nothing impressive, right? They need to step up their level of opposition. Promoters need to start putting them in with better competition. Because at this point, the guys they're in with, subpar. That's why both of them ended up getting second-round knockouts, because they were in with no hopers. American boxing has become trash. It's not about skills, it's about tribalism, right? One of my favorite boxers is Arthur. All knockouts, always exciting, always fights. The who is who class. Yeah, a monster. If it was four Latinos versus one black guy, it would have been a hate crime. That's a fact. That's a fact. Mahmoudov is next. Yes, I think so. Haney would have been done anything if he was by himself. Facts. Even though he's gangster, he's got a grill. If Mbilli looks like shit, Canelo will fight him. But it's about marketability. You're not going to fight Christian Mbilli in America because it's not marketable. Like Canelo said, Haney's a horrible fighter. Typical black Americans. Damn, Sean, tell us how you really feel. What did I say, J.A.? Are you so sensitive? Sean Mbilli is the face of Canada. That ain't true. I'm not sold on Mbilli. No, he's an exciting fighter, but this is by and far the best opponent he's been in with. So he could easily get exposed today. Ring Magazine still got Haney on the pound for pound list? I don't think so. Munguia might lose to the next dude he's fighting. Stop it, bro. You know the average YouTube black American boxing fan is full of narratives and excuses, just like Damon and John. That's all I'm saying. Everything is racial. Just like you, Jay. Just like you. So you're just fucking holding up exactly what I'm saying. We're talking boxing, you and fucking Damon making it about race. And I don't know how we're making it about race, because literally watching a fight card today with no black American fighters on it. And I'm praising Bud Crawford against people in the comment section hating on him. And I said, typical American. Typical American. Somehow that went over your head, right? Nobody knows anyone on the main event at all, while every single promotion is still eyeing Shakur to sign. Let's be honest, only hardcores are watching this fight. They are offensive juggernauts. Damon, once again, Shakur's next opponent is going to be a fucking terrible opponent, a fucking cherry pick opponent. That fight's not going to be anywhere close to this. And they're giving him a shit opponent to highlight him because he's been so terrible in his last two fights. Did the boxing stream end? No, it just kicked back off, starting once again. Shakur's trying to fight Joe Cordina. Give me a break. Exactly. They're giving him Joe Cordina so he can look good. Here we get the big Italian is walking in right now. Racism is so bad in America that CC is hated on because of her being white. Yet she is making women's boxing more popular. Well, you know, not just that. I mean, what's her face is Puerto Rican American and, you know, has been a stalwart for American boxing. Sorry, typos. I was referring to basketball. It's true black Americans always play victims when black Americans admit it. So stop being ignorant of the truth. With Canelo and Beterbiev both publicly saying that they are loyal to PBC, do you see that fight happening in May? No. A black American said FBA stands for fake black American. Really? Who is Tank going to fight if no Shakur or Loma? Yeah, also he's got a fight date for fucking November. Who's he going to fight? Right? He's going to fight fucking Rayo. When black Americans get the most favored decisions because they're in America with American judges and refs and narrators that play to their style. You see, Sean, I tried to tell you, Shakur ain't never wanted to fight Tank. Is it Shakur or is it Tank? Tank just had to offer him fucking good money to come over to the PBC to get a huge Tank Davis fucking pay-per-view fight. But I know. He's the A side. He's the face of boxing. But Shakur is the one that's supposed to generate that fight. See? How is that fucking for hypocrisy? How are you the face of boxing, the A side, but yet somebody else is supposed to make the fight. Can't wait for NBA expansion. Seattle, Vegas, Mexico City, and Vancouver are candidates. They should just do Vegas and Seattle. Fuck Vancouver and Mexico City. They already fucked Vancouver over when I lived there, which was terrible. And Mexico City, that shit won't sell. No NBA player wants to go fucking play in Mexico City. Whatever happened to boxers challenging themselves? Hagler, Hearns, Hagler, Leonard. Now the top tier of fighters, top 40 boxers claiming they're the best. Well, Jason, let's be fair. The last 2 years have been fucking great for boxing. Let's not be these typical fucking naysayers and crybabies moaning and groaning all the time. 2023 and 2024 have been fucking great years for boxing. Great years. Great years. Tank is the biggest duck in boxing. Hopefully they don't rob my boy Dervachenko. If Sergey beats him tonight, it takes Mbilli off the table for another Canelo cherry pick. Listen to Damon. But then you're more than happy if Tank Davis fucking cherry picks somebody next. Mexico City altitude level is crazy. And it's just not marketable. Like, the reason American players didn't want to go to Canada and Toronto is because of the different dollars, the higher taxes, the different fucking lifestyle, crossing the border with your passport all the time, right? They didn't want to do that to Canada. So they're definitely not wanting to do that fucking for Mexico. Then he can fight Dervachenko, though. Yes, Dervachenko. He deserves a world title fight with Canelo. Pay-per-view. Let's do it. So here we go. This fight's also dangerous. This guy fought good against Efe Ajagba. I thought it was a very good, competitive, back-and-forth fight. He could have actually won. And now Makhmudov, who fucking got trounced by the Turkish fighter, is stepping in to fight him. It's a tough fight, man. Tough fight. Anything could happen in these two matchups. I'm rooting for Dervachenko. Is Sugar Ray ducking Pryor worse than Canelo ducking David? Well, no, because Leonard didn't duck Pryor. Pryor was a 140-pound fighter. Leonard was a 147-pound fighter. Pryor never moved up to 147. Canelo and Benavidez were in the same weight division. NBA players don't want to live in Canada. I don't know why. That's why they have no superstars. Who? Canada? That's because NBA players are ignorant. Ignorant. Here we go. Round one. This fight could be over quick. Either way. Makhmudov. He's a weird dude, man, with some crazy tics and shit going on. But now he's fighting a guy the same size as him, who's a better boxer in Vianelli. Of course, Vianelli is just going to try to use his feet and his jab and stay away from the power, at least for the first 2-3 rounds. Nice right hand, Vianelli. Do an Adrian Broner, hump him from behind. Well, Riddick Bowe blatantly ducking Lennox Lewis, who fucking beat his ass in the Olympics. Oh, that was a nice fucking uppercut from Vianelli. Fuck, that was good. See, that's the thing. Vianelli is a much better, more skilled fighter. He can actually get off different kind of shots. Get in, get out, faster hands. We know what Makhmudov is trying to do. Land big right hands. But he did fight Efe Ajagba, also another hard puncher. So Vianelli is no bum, no soft chin motherfucker. Well, those guys claiming Canelo's ducking Mbilli are just fucking idiots. Mbilli is having his best fight, his biggest fight of his career today against fucking Dervachenko. Like, dudes will pull out that duck and throw it at guys they dislike constantly. Just like earlier today, we had guys saying that Bud Crawford is ducking fucking Ortiz, which is blatant bullshit. Canelo's staying quiet about Skull, though. John Sean, everybody's staying quiet about fucking William Skull. He's fucking a boring fucking Cuban fighter who hasn't fought fucking anybody, and nobody wants to watch him fight. He's based in fucking Germany. Like, come on, man. Like, you acting like fucking that means something. The reason that fight's not happening is because William Skull is a nobody, doesn't deserve the fight, not marketable anywhere. So why would they fight him? That dude did, the IBF did what they typically do. They put some unknown motherfucker in at the number one position who fucking you can't even sell, and then wonder why the champion doesn't want to fight him. Oh, another big right hand. Vianelli's going to pull the upset, man. You know, the two great Canadian fighters could both lose today. I'll be back. My iPad is dying. I'm back. Light is off. Sorry, ladies. I think I have the worst cleaning lady in the world. Every time I look somewhere, there's dust everywhere. Here we go, round two. This could be the end for fucking Makhmudov. That guy just has no defense, man. Maybe if this guy fucking beats Makhmudov, he can get a fight with the Turkish kid. That would be a good fight. Yeah, Sean John never has fucking smart fucking takes. Only racially biased takes. I think Makhmudov is going to get destroyed, and maybe fucking Mbilli is going to get beat by Dervachenko. It'd be a bad look for Canada. Trying to land that little short uppercut in the inside. Vianelli. Good hand speed, good combination punching from Vianelli. Loma, you're kind of exposing yourself. Getting beat by a quality opposition like Bacoli that everybody knew was a dangerous opponent who's been in with far better opposition career-wise, didn't expose Jared as being a bum. Styles make fights. Jared obviously can learn from that. And that's the question. Mentally, what does Jared have? Because we all fucking talked about mentally, that was the biggest problem with him, that he didn't love the sport. He didn't seem committed to the sport. And even though he's very skilled, he's already talking himself out of the sport. Everyone mentioned that, but he's still a very skilled fighter. And whenever I talked about him, I said, could he beat the next great American fighter? American needs him. Like, if you're American, Loma, I don't know if you are, but you should want him to do well, because that's only going to help benefit boxing in the States. I knew Bull Coley was going to beat him. Well, now you say that. I didn't see you saying that beforehand, but okay. There is no evidence Torres is better. Torres is not fucking better than Jared Anderson. Torres hasn't fought anybody yet. Torres is the same guy that got knocked fucking straight out by fucking, what's his face, Jelenoff. Well, that's the thing. Yeah. Sean John hasn't even seen William Skull fight yet. But he's going to talk out his ass. He's better. He whipped that butt to go to the Olympics and get the silver medal. While Jared said, I'm 23. Oh, come on, man. Dude, don't be the same as fucking everybody else. Don't expose yourself as being fucking hugely biased by pushing fucking terrible fucking takes on boxing. Machado and Dixon, y'all got to do your homework on Skull. Sean, should I relocate to Thailand? You got to think about it. Like, maybe go visit Thailand for 2 or 3 months first and test it out before you think about literally moving there. Because there's obviously good and bad things about moving to Thailand. Stop making my everything about race, Sean. You sound like John Boxing. I didn't make it about race. I said bias. You just said race. Me saying you exposing yourself as being biased, race never came out of my mouth. But obviously you feel you are, so that's why you had to bring that up. Whose Skull beat that you give him such high praise? I'm dumb, tell me. He couldn't even tell you fucking 2 fighters on William Skull's resume. Shevchenko is the only guy he can tell you about. And Shevchenko is the guy who got knocked out in 1 round by fucking Iglesias. Literally, knocked out in 1 round. Went the distance with William Skull. Only go to Thailand if you're into lady boys. That's not true. Thailand has beautiful beaches. The cost of living is cheaper depending on where you come from. If you're not in Bangkok and you're outside Bangkok, then obviously there's lots of places, but it's still very rural. There's a lot of third world things about Thailand still. There's too much tourists. Girls are always trying to fucking fleece you and take advantage of you with the poor, you know, my mom is sick story. So, you know, that's why I say, go visit, get a sense of it before you try to do something big. There's probably better places to move than Thailand if you want to like relocate. Machado, who did Bivol beat until the Canelo fight? Oh my God, give me a break, dude. You don't know anything? Bivol was a fucking world champion. Beat champions. William Skull hasn't fucking fought a top 10 fucking 168-pound fighter. That's why you ask, how could he be fucking IBF #1? He literally never beat a top 10 168-pound fighter. How do you become a mandatory for a world title if you've never beaten a fucking top 10 fighter in your career? Bivol beat fucking ex-world champions, future world champions in the process to moving up to the Canelo Alvarez fight. And only casuals felt that fucking Bivol was going to be a cherry pick. This fight's turning out good. Vianelli is beating the crap out of fucking Makhmudov. Look at him throwing the fancy footwork. 3 rounds for fucking Vianelli. John Boxing is a clown for getting your channel took down. That's true. What's wrong with lady boys? To each their own. Bivol was a champion, dummy. So is Skull. No, Skull is not. He's an email champion. He was given a title by the IBF. He didn't beat somebody to win a title. You don't even like William Skull, so stop fucking capping. because we know you never watched him fight. You don't care about him at all. You're just using fucking him to push your race narrative. Barrera, Smith, Pascal were good wins for Bivol. 2 world champions. 1 top contender. What belt does he have? Some regular bullshit. He's got the IBF title, but the IBF title means nothing because literally the IBF outside of the WBA has the worst fucking rankings out of the 4. They literally constantly have people that you've never heard of ranked in their top fucking 5. Now give me 3 who Skull beat in Laura fashion. And he's saying fucking William Skull is Laura. That's disrespectful to fucking Arizlandi Laura. Yeah, but Sean, can you never admit he's wrong, so he had it coming? It's okay to admit you're sometimes wrong, Sean. Who had what coming? What are you talking about, Loma? What am I wrong about? Who had what coming? If you're going to say something, at least put context to it. Makhmudov, round 4. How's this fucking endurance going to last? Dude, you're a big fucking Russian bear. Go in there and eat this guy. Sean, how do you deal with the trolls, bro? I just fucking mock and ridicule them because literally they just fucking make themselves look fucking ridiculous. Everybody can see through their narratives, so, you know, it is what it is. That Effie Ajagba was a great tune-up fight for fucking Vianelli leading in today's matchup. He definitely went in confident. 1 eye. Bears can fight with 1 eye. They still got teeth and claws. You got to throw some body shots. Be like Daniel Dubois. Punch Vianelli in the balls and then see how he recovers. He also jumps in with his head. Never uses a fucking jab. Hugging and holding. Really named the first 3 names on BoxRec. Sean John, you're fucking full of shit. You're gonna say 3 bums fucking that nobody's ever heard of. Just putting more fucking truth to what I've been saying. That William Skull is a nobody. Nobody cares about him. Nobody knows who he is. Nobody's ever watched him fight. Nobody wants to watch him fight. He don't deserve a fucking title because he never beat a top 10 fucking fighter. But it looks like an ass beating is coming for the fucking Russian bear. Aki would love those takes. So would Dante Boxing. You think this is a bad troll, but on the live that I'm watching this fight on, you just listen and watch the racist fucking narratives, the fucking hateful bullshit that goes on in these fucking chat groups. It's way worse than here. People online are just fucking assholes, man. That's it. Because they can say what they want and they're not held fucking accountable. So you got people saying the stupidest shit ever. Round 5. Is this going to be the beginning of the end? What's wrong? Oh, checking out his eye? Come on, man. This heavyweight boxing. This guy's the twitchiest motherfucker around. Yeah, man, no worries. I don't even know what you're saying. I think that eye is that bad because he's jumping in with his face constantly, like there, hoping he lands a headbutt on Vianelli that opens up a cut or something. Vianelli, you got to throw a couple body shots in there. Now, Makhmudov truly looks like fucking, what do you call it? What's the Greek mythical character with one eye? Body shot, Vianelli. Yes, that's it. Sorry. Cyclops. He totally fucking looks like Cyclops. Don't ask me. I have no volume, so you guys would be better up to date on any of that kind of thing. Makhmudov makes Wilder look like the most graceful of fighters. That's true. Machado, you guys really are, and it shows. Nothing anybody shows more than you, John Sean. Hit the body. He's in the corner waiting to fucking get stopped. Hopefully this Russian guy made some good money in his short career, because I don't think what he's going to do after this is going to do much. What do you think about Wesley Snipes returning as Blade? Great. It's like what he said. He said there's only one fucking Blade. And so at that point, we all felt that it must be Wesley coming back. Dude, they got to stop this. They don't got to stop it. He's fine. He was like way more fucking beat up and hurt against the Turkish German kid. How do I look? Is my modeling career still okay? Don't worry, brother. You're beautiful. Now go out there and maul this motherfucker. Eye of the Tiger. It's the perfect name for the promotional company. Eye of the Tiger. Only one. Machado, my bad, man. It takes time to learn. Been watching boxing since the Ali days. Yeah, and you still fucking are casual. How ridiculous is that? Been watching since the Ali days and haven't fucking learned anything in the process. Outside of all these fucking race narratives that all those channels you support fucking push. Yet back in the Ali days, you know, race wasn't nearly fucking as bad talked about and pushed as it is today. How does that fucking explain anything? Social media. Round 6. Hit the body, Vianelli. That body's wide open. You land a couple big body shots. This big Cyclops motherfucker is hitting the canvas. Oh, catch him nice with the right. I'm out. Let's look at his eye again. Huh? Why are they taking 1 point? Oh. I would love bet KO, but I don't want to lose money if that's the technical decision. That's why I need the information from someone. I was being sarcastic. All right, guy, you're just on one tonight. Who is this guy, Sean John? He's one of the guys that used to always troll the channel before. One of the LDBC guys. I can't remember which guy. I know who, but I can't remember his name before. But you always see him on the LDBC under that other name. There you go. Put your punches together, Vianelli. Hit the body with a shot. There you go. If Makhmudov was to land some haymaker knockout punch, that would be wild. Sean John Boxing, you ask Dale Bailey the same fucking question every week. He's putting out there just to get a response from dumb motherfuckers like you. So thanks for playing. Well, he's disappointing, but he was exposed against the Turkish-German kid, man. I knew I should have. Is Taiwan communist? No. Democratic. We have votes. We just had an election. Taiwan is #1. If you want to move somewhere, probably better to move to Taiwan than Thailand. It's not as crazy. The beaches aren't as nice, but it's way more first world, way more convenient, and just as easy to live. I think the doctor's probably going to stop this fight now or next round. Because what's-his-face hasn't won a fucking round. And Vianelli doesn't look like he's got what it takes to fucking stop this guy. Hello, how are you, my son? I'm good, Dad. How many fingers? More than one. How are you? I'm good, brother. Don't worry. See, Canada, we don't play. We let dudes fight to the death. Polar bear mentality. Makhmudov might be good if you once in a while threw a fucking jab. You know, just a jab to the chest. Just to fucking set up your punches. Aren't you worried about China, Sean? Worried about China what? China is disintegrating in front of your eyes, just like Japan did in the 80s. The only people that need to worry are fucking China. Does it snow in Taiwan? What's the weather like? Hot as fuck and humid. Winter is very fall-like. It never snows except on the highest mountains, so no snow. I think we snowed once in my 22 years here, and once it hit the ground, it disappeared. There's no heat in the house, so fucking let's hope it doesn't fucking snow. I'll fucking freeze to death. I'll need a fucking barrel in my house to burn fucking like something inside to stay warm. Taiwan is a hot country, so most houses. Oh, he touched. Come on. How do you let the dude touch his fucking glove to that ground, and then you still don't fucking jump in and fucking give him an 8 counts? That ref is fucking slow on the draw, man. Like, the dude fucking literally touched the fucking ground with his glove. Sean be knocking down those Taiwanese chicks. Not so much anymore. Can't be overturned like a Virgil fight. Maybe down the future. But it doesn't matter. He's winning every single round. So what he's got to do is just fucking finish this guy off by doing that. Put your hands together. Makhmudov's got a terrible gas tank and he's fucking getting hit by everything right now. Come on, jump on him. Guido, you're just not a hard puncher. Are passport bros prevalent in Taiwan? No. Taiwan's not a passport bro country, even though it's full of expats, people living here, getting married to Taiwanese girls, which I don't know if that's what you want to do. Everything's signed under her name, so when she kicks you out of the house, you're fucked. Passport bros usually go to third world countries. Taiwan is not a third world country, it's first world. They go to third world countries where the dollar stretches far, where the girls are desperate to meet somebody with money and get them out of their impoverished lifestyle. The girls you meet in Taiwan, they're going to have way more money than you. Way more money than you. So it's a different thing. They don't need to fucking look for a sugar daddy to save them and rescue them. What's the point? He's getting schooled and beat up bad. Well, that's the thing. You might as well just stop it now. At this point, it's like, just stop the fight. No, man, I want to keep going. Yeah, dude, you're just getting your ass beat. LDBC will be having a meet and greet in Taiwan. Yeah, I'm sure that would go well. They don't know where Taiwan is and they don't have passports, so it might make it difficult. Dad, I'm good. I know, son, but fight's over. You have no chance of winning, only getting fucking beat up more. Yeah, you might as well stop it. Going into 8th round, fucking, you have very little hope of fucking winning the fight. Guido Vianelli did what he had to do, and Twitch Monster, he just got to get better. I'm hating on Black Love and Unity. Okay. No, I don't care. LDBC can do whatever they want, meet and greets. I don't care. JA, you're pathetic. Like, literally pathetic. Machado, you and Newton were invited to the last meet and greet. Well, I'm sure I would be invited. I get much love from fucking LDBC. I'm one of the fucking original fucking organizers to the whole thing. If it wasn't for me, there would be no LDBC. So I think I should be getting a lifetime fucking achievement award from them next time. I should have bet on Vianelli. It was an underdog against a very unskilled fighter like Leo was with Lopez. Doubt the LDBC even knows what the Taiwanese flag even looks like. That's a fact. I'd go John Sean. All I want to know is there barbecue? If there's barbecue, then I'm in. I was watching a funny skit, Black Barbecue. So they invited all these white people, this white family with all the kids, the grandma, the dad, and the mother, to this black barbecue. That shit was fucking hilarious. Hilarious. They got the whitest white family fucking in history. The mother could only sit there laughing because she was just shocked by everything their brothers were saying. And fucking the dad was like the squarest motherfucker around. Oh my God. They asked, so you like the barbecue? He's like, oh, I never leave the house. OG Newton. Taiwan is a developed, advanced country. Yes, Jim. You're going to see fucking way more rich people in Taiwan than where you live. I fucking guarantee it. You're going to see way more fucking Mercedes and fucking Teslas and fucking Ferraris fucking driving down the street than wherever you fucking live. You should ask 78 Sports TV for a certain percentage of the entire LDBC revenue, Sean. Well, he did invite me to his house, so maybe he was going to spread the wealth then. I don't know. Man, Sean loves Bud. AJ, last time I checked, they both are black. These dudes, man, they just fucking think everyone that's not black is racist. Just like JA. Like, there's no other fucking stream on YouTube that would give these guys as much fucking opportunity to express themselves. If I go to any LDBC channel, I'm already blocked. And I never say anything racist. I just fucking have a different boxing opinion than they have. But you can't have a different boxing opinion. That's racist. And if you're a black man and you have a different fucking boxing opinion, you're a coon. You're a sellout. Right? What is 78 doing now? Calling everybody monkeys and apes. Literally. Perpetuating that whole fucking negative stereotype. He's doing it. This shit's ridiculous. But I don't fucking care. Do what you want. Has nothing to do with me. I think the only guy that stands a chance against Leo at 126 is Espinoza. Exactly, J.A. cut it out. You go to the same 5 channels, that's why. No, I go to more channels. I just fucking skip past them because fucking they got nothing fucking to say. They all push the same narrative, J.A. You know it. You go to any of those LDBC channels, they got a script. And they all push out the same fucking narratives. That's why right now that Devin Haney said he's coming back, everybody all over YouTube is saying, the most hated man in boxing. The most talked about fighter in boxing. It's like, what? Shut up. And this dude, he ain't fucking nothing. I mean, I can understand True School Sports liking him. He's connected to him. So, you know, it adds fucking truth to his channel. And then you're in there, right? In there like swimwear. But he ain't that good. I respect J.A. because he calls out bullshit narratives from the LDBC as well. Imagine Sean changing his name to Sean LDBC or nothing. LDBC or nothing. Boom! Lopez. Right? And what did people say about Lopez? Bad defense, always has his hands down, always has his chin up. And got folded like a fucking lawn chair. I think Espinoza beats fucking the crap out of this kid. How about Bud versus Laura if Laura beats Garcia? David, nobody wants to see that fight. Nobody gives a fuck about Laura Garcia. That is one of the most unnecessary fights of 2024. Laura should be fighting Adames to unify. No one gives a fuck about Garcia. Go back to 154 right now when it's stacked full of fighters. The problem is he only wants big name opponents for big money. He don't want to fucking test himself against any legitimate up-and-coming fighter. Leo is an average fighter that gets dog-walked by Fulton. Nick Ball would whoop that boy. I think Nick Ball would kick his ass, and I'm not a Nick Ball fan or a fucking big supporter of his style. But I think he beats him. I think Fundora beats him. I think fucking the Cuban boy beats him. 78 on BFT praised it. Huh? Gary Payton is the most underrated point guard in the NBA history. I don't know, Jim, if he's underrated. He's considered one of the best point guards in history, specifically defensively. Blue Blood just reported that GG versus Bud is being discussed. Really? Oh well. That's why people are pushing that narrative now. So what would that fight happen at 160? I can understand why both guys would do it. It's a big money fight. They're going to make some cash. But when was the last time Golovkin fought? And if Golovkin beats fucking Bud, he ain't going to get credit for it. And if Bud beats Golovkin, all the fucking Golovkin haters for years just going to fucking pile on like they do. Where does Bud get all this exclusive breaking news from? Thing is, does Bud actually ever fucking break exclusive news that's true? Because with him, every single video is breaking news. Of course he did. I think Prime GG destroys Bud at 160. Come on, it ain't even fair. Bud ain't a 160-pound fighter. He would get beat because fucking Golovkin's jab would beat him alone. At this point, nothing fucking Bud Crawford is going to hit Golovkin with is going to hurt him. But he could easily outbox him and beat him for a 12-round fight. Golovkin is slowed down. His feet have slowed down. His hand speed's never been super fast anyway. He can't fucking get his big shots off. That's why he's been relying on his jab the last 2-3 fights. Because that was the one punch that consistently he can use. But trying to land big power shots now, he can't pull the trigger. Yeah, well, clickbait. That's all fucking Blue Blood does. He's the clickbait master. I can't believe people actually go to his channel like Fanon to listen to actually boxing fucking conversation. Let's go with Dervachenko. I think he will knock out and expect an exciting fight. GG is 50 years old. No, I'm done with Crawford if he goes after Triple G. What do you mean done with him? Doesn't Crawford deserve a big payday? Like everybody else? Like Sergio Martinez got? Like Cotto got? Like Golovkin got? Doesn't Bud Crawford deserve the same opportunities? Bud used to be a boxer, puncher. Now he's a flat-foot sniper. Yep. Bud would go out sad against Prime GG. Even GG now beats Bud. Well, I don't know if he beats him now. Because literally the only punch GG is going to land is his jab. Right? But Bud has a great jab. He's probably not going to sit on his jab. He's probably going to be more defensive, flicking with his jab, trying to land straight right hands down the middle. And I think he can land enough punches to win the fight. I really doubt that Golovkin can land anything at this point of his career that can be effective outside of his jab. Why Crawford fighting GG? Hopefully it backfires on him and the old GG kicks in. He ain't fighting GGG. It's the same kind of bullshit narrative conversation that always fucking happens. You might as well say Bud's going to fight Manny Pacquiao next. Well, if he fights fucking Golovkin, then you can continue to push that narrative for sure about only fighting fucking compromised fighters. Bud's skills are overrated. Come on. Why people don't want to give Bud any credit at all? Why hate Bud? Bud's fucking a cool dude, man. He ain't full of shit. He don't cap. He just fucking says it 100. Right? Fine. You could say there's better fighters historically than Bud. You could say you think certain guys would beat him. But you're talking about him fighting a middleweight. A career middleweight. Who's better, Mbilli or Berlanga? At this point, we don't really know. Right? Mbilli might get his ass fucking beat today by Dervachenko. And then that's going to not answer the question, but it's going to shine a lot of light on that. The fact that Mbilli was one-dimensional, not that skilled, and maybe just not that good. Or he could go in and stop Dervachenko, something nobody's done before, and that would be a huge statement. Bud's strengths are ability to adapt, and he's a step ahead of his opponents mentally. Yeah, and those are great things to appreciate and respect about him. Because what you want is a guy that's able to adapt, like a Leonard or an Ali, guys that could literally adapt in the ring. They didn't need to adapt between fights. Who's the best Canadian boxer of all time? Come on, man. Who's the best fucking boxer of all time? That's the best Canadian. Answer that question and you got your answer. I'm going to piss and just get another coffee. Don't run away. I'll be back. Grab a beer. Anybody want to move to Taiwan? My landlord's sister's got an apartment, 3-bedroom, near a big park, great location, right close to the fucking MRT. $650. Where are we? Lennox Lewis. Well, I wasn't referring to Lennox Lewis, but he's definitely right there for sure. Bud should fight Janibek before Canelo. He better prove himself. Boots is a definition of skills. Bud is a definition of a student of the game. I don't know about that. Janibek would absolutely demolish Crawford. Crawford wouldn't dare. The problem is Janibek is a tough style matchup, right? He's much taller. He's a boxer and mover. So some of the same problems Crawford had against what's his face? Moff, he's going to have versus Janibek. Janibek is just more orthodox, less unorthodox, and he's going to get more punches off. I placed Bud in the Hopkins category, more mental than skill. Mbilli is way better than Berlanga. Come on, David. Why is he way better? Based on what exactly? Your opinion? I notice a lot of people fucking have strong opinions and they act as if those opinions are based on fact. Bud is like Jerry Rice, reliable, consistent, nothing spectacular, just sustainable greatness. Come on, why are you disrespecting Jerry Rice, man? Jerry Rice is a fucking legend with the footwork of a ballerina. Like, come on. You know, he could do the greats. It's just he was so good at doing the fucking everyday things that he needed to do to win. You have those great fucking guys that catch great catches, won a game, right? Spectacular. Fucking, he could do that too. He just didn't need to because he was always in position. I'd like to see Janibek fight Lara. I think both would beat Adamus. I just want to see one of those those three guys fight each other. That's the fight that should be happening, not fucking Jerry Garcia. Berlanga's accuracy is terrible. Oh my god, but fucking Mbilli's accuracy is fucking great. I wonder what his accuracy punch is. Probably around 20-something%. You must be thinking of Sam Langford. There you go. Nice one, Tony, man. That's it. Sam Langford, Lennox Lewis. Bud didn't display anything special versus Madrimov, just high IQ. Oh, he's been out of the ring for a year. He's fighting at a bigger weight against a fucking bigger guy. A guy that wouldn't fucking fight. A guy that fainted 7 times as much as fucking Lomachenko. Right? The difference is Lomachenko actually throws punches where he didn't. Arturo Gatti, not the greatest, but obviously probably one of the more well-known, even though he gets more attention from being like from the States, right? Even though, yeah, he's from Quebec originally. I just never understand why, especially from Black American channels, how they disrespect Bud Crawford consistently. Whereas they want to fucking hype up black fighters. But they're always hyping up dudes that are fucking untested, never done anything, haven't accomplished shit, but then they disrespect and downplay Bud Crawford. And it's like, what are you doing, man? Like, people love to hate on their own. It's like fucking Mexican fans that were all over fucking Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., but fucking anti-Canelo. How did that play out for you? Oh my God. Berlanga lost to both Arguello, Casillas. Both of those guys are lousy fighters in their own right. Berlanga versus Plant. Who you think wins, Sean? Well, to be fair, I think Plant probably beats both Mbilli and fucking Berlanga. Angulo did beat Anthony Sims, though. Whatever happened to Anthony Sims? Fuck, man. Speak of a dude with super skills, right? Damon Wester. Anthony Sims, great skills fighter. Great skill fighter. A guy I really had big expectations for. Ended up losing to fucking Angulo, and where is he? Does he even fight anymore? That guy's career fell off the map fucking like this. But man, the fucking speed, the skill, that dude looks like he's going to be fucking the new generational Roy Jones. How much did Canadians love Arturo, Sean? Well, I don't know about Canadians. I mean, I liked Arturo Gatti. He was fun to watch, but I also knew he was never elite. When Floyd cherry picked him in that fight, it was like, it's a cherry pick. That guy already got fucking destroyed by fucking De La Hoya years earlier, and his level had already been established, right? You know, he was never an elite fighter. He was never even really a world champion. He got those titles because he was marketable. He should not be a Hall of Famer. Madrimov performance don't sit well with me. I expected a better performance. Come on. He won against a very awkward guy. Jermel Plant. I have to say Plant beats the shit out of Jermel. Jermel's a fucking crackhead. He's definitely out of the conversation as pound for pound now, number one anyway. Does American money have a lot of value in Taiwan? 33 to 1, 34 to 1. It's been pretty consistent. It's been about the same ever since I moved to Taiwan 20-something years ago. Obviously, it fluctuates and stuff, but it's pretty much always been about 33, 34. Dervachenko, this is your opportunity, my man. You beat fucking Christian Mbilli. You get a fucking Canelo Alvarez fight next. Yeah. And you deserve it because according to fucking David, Christian Mbilli is fucking a great fighter. I mean, if William Skull deserves a fucking opportunity, you beat fucking Mbilli, you definitely deserve a chance. I think Bolchuk is better than Madrimov, maybe. No chance. Come on. He knocked out fucking... Ugh. Man, that's the fucking worst take fucking in history. The triangle theory. Come on. Anyone that's a boxing fan knows you can't be using fucking triangle theories to prove fucking anything. That was a great fight. Fucking Munguia Dervachenko. What a war. .154 is becoming PBC infested, and Virgil isn't interested in fighting Bud. That's why Bud is calling Canelo out. What's wrong? What is wrong? with punch drunk Sean. That dude's a fucking mental case. Always full of shit. He also fucking tries to be a dick riding PBC fan because he knows if he wants money, he got to have that fan base fucking support him too. All Mbilli have to do is look terrible tonight and he'll get a Canelo fight. Maybe. Bolchuk would beat the absolute brakes off of Madrimov. You're fucking mental. Madrimov knocks fucking Bolchuk out. Bolchuk already been knocked the fuck out. I hope Dervachenko wins. That dude is willing to fight anybody. Even though he ducked fucking Canelo. Could you see Mbilli win Canada getting future big fights? Well, I mean, within reason. Obviously, you got better BF. You got Mbilli. Canada isn't that big on violence, I guess. Zaki, are you mental? What's Canada's #1 sport? I actually would favor Madrimov to beat Bolchuk, but it wouldn't be an easy fight for him. I don't think Madrimov got enough power to KO Chuck. Yeah, Bolchuk beats Madrimov. No chance. Errol Spence does not deserve the Funduro fight. He needs to work his way back up. Well, that's true. Both your takes are fact. Like, I don't understand how you guys, well, I do. You're trying to fucking hype up Ortiz and his victory and shit on Bud Crawford and his victory. So you're looking at their common opponents and trying to raise one above the other. Even though one guy is a world champion, earned a world title by beating a guy that was fucking a top-ranked fighter and another guy who had already been knocked the fuck out by a mid-tier fucking 154-pound fighter. Errol Spence is not, and everybody thought Virgil Ortiz was going to knock fucking Bolchuk out. That was everyone's prediction. Errol Spence does not deserve the fight. That's true. Styles make fights. Bolchuk would break him down. Madrimov isn't really punching like that. Funduro ain't a walk in the park. Errol should take a tune-up. Canelo pulled the Riddick bow on Sergey. No, he didn't. They offered Sergey the fight. They gave him a contract. And Sergey's team turned down a bigger payday than they got paid to fight Golovkin. But of course, you never want to talk about facts. You always want to talk about narratives. What I said is a fact. They accepted less money to fight Golovkin than they were offered to fight fucking Canelo for 3-belt unification. And the fact that the IBF pushed that shit instead of allowing him to fight fucking Andrade, another fucking narrative that he ducked Andrade, but that was the fight they petitioned the IBF to get. And the petition was fucking refused because the IBF is terrible for the sport of boxing, i.e. fucking William Skull getting a fucking title from the IBF. I thought Bolchuk beat Ortiz. Actually, he did. I hope Errol is the betting favorite versus Funduro. I'm betting the house on Funduro. Rumor has it Keith Thurman is going to fight the winner of Zoo versus Murder. That's unfair to Bud. That's not a surprise. That's what the LDBC does. Sorry, the PBC, right? Push these kind of fucking fights nobody gives a fuck about because all they want to do is push fucking pay-per-view. Because literally all they can do is push pay-per-view, right? 4 fights this year, all pay-per-view. No free fucking cards. But PBC is good. Sean was a disgusting GG fanboy back in the day. Not a disgusting GG fanboy. GG was ducked by fucking about 10 middleweight world champions. And then people are talking about he needs to fight Andre Ward, a dude that had been retired for 2 years, as if that was a relevant fight. It made more sense to fucking get Canelo than fucking ever look towards Andre Ward. Jim Brown, I remember those days. Come on. I'm fair. Just look at my scorecard for the fucking fights with Canelo and Golovkin. Unlike fanboys, not mentioning any names, Jim Brown and John Boxing, you know, I took my defeat fucking gracefully. Not like fucking John Sean, who still fucking claims Glovegate fucking for Fury Wilder. Wilder, yes, the best fucking heavyweight in history. Around 2012, 2013, Sean was on the LDBC platforms going tooth and nail debating those guys. Yes, and they all fucking ducked me, son. Because they're all fucking pussy motherfuckers. What do you think about Crawford's gloves? I'm not calling him a cheater. It's just weird how his gloves keep falling apart. Yeah, I don't care about those things, man. That's something that LDBC fucking pushes, right? Fucking hand wraps, fucking gloves, PEDs. They're always looking for some fucking narrative to sell some fucking racial fucking bullshit on their fucking channels. So they get all these fucking 17 to fucking 20-year-old black American kids to fucking throw them cash because they're too stupid to know better. I don't care. It's not my job to worry about fucking Crawford's gloves. Sean, these guys in the chat are broke. You should have pushed the LDBC propaganda. The super chats would have been rolling in. That's probably true. That's probably true. You ain't wrong, but at the same time, I'm not all about that. If Errol and Keith are world champions again at 154, we'll never be unified. Well, not as long as Bud's there. Who wins one-on-one, Kobe or LeBron? One-on-one games don't really say too much, right? The truth is, Kobe's a better shooter. He's way more dynamic. He can get to the hole much easier. But LeBron is physically fucking a behemoth. He's going to weigh fucking, what, 30 pounds more than fucking Kobe, all steroid up. Newton ducking the smoke with Mr. Shelton, BFTB, and H Money rematch. John Chum Boxing, you're fucking Mr. Shelton. So what are you talking about? I've been trying to super chat on the channel, but it has not been working. That could be true too. Kobe destroys LeBron easily. Yeah, but LeBron physically could bully Kobe. A virgin's balls are more active than Keith Thurman. Well, that's true to a fact. Just because you're a virgin don't mean fucking you ain't producing. Here we go, boys. Potential fight of the century. I don't know if it's going to be that good, but it should be a banger if you want to steal from the young kid. Who used to say that? A banger. What channel always used to say that? A banger. Nobody bullying Kobe. Cut it out. Jim, Kobe giving up 30 fucking pounds to fucking LeBron. I know Kobe's tough in the gym, but gym muscle and steroid muscle, it's a little different. LeBron's on that juice hardcore. But I'm a Kobe fan. I've never owned a pair of LeBron James shoes. But I've owned Kobe's, Iverson's, actually never Jordan's, but I own Dominic Wilkins shoes. Fuck, I can't believe I remember those shoes. Machado, you was ducking Sheldon Smoke as well. Oh my God. Dervachenko's doing it for the Ukraine. LeBron isn't creative enough to get around Kobe's defense. No, you just back him up. And then hit the fadeaway fucking J in the fucking lane. Every time. Oh. See, this is a fight the LDBC also ain't talking about because they're real boxing fans. And Mbilli isn't black. He blocked me and blocked me on other channel with his LDBC wrench. Laughed out loud. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. You go to these channels and fucking John Sean blocking me on those channels, even though all I'm saying is fucking truth. French Canadian flag. How many flags you got behind you, Mbilli? Fucking the French flag, the Cameroon flag, and now fucking the Quebec flag. Not the Canadian flag, the Quebec flag. That's racist. Fucking French Canadians. Pushing their politics. Machado should have clicked the link instead of talking smack in the comments. I'm expecting Dervachenko to pull out in performance like Rosado did against Beck the Bully. That very easily could happen. Very easily. Guys block you on other channels and have the audacity to troll you in your chat is wild. I know, eh? That's the irony. And I don't block them in my chat, but they block me because they're dick riders for BFTB. Like I need to fucking talk to that guy who just screams at you and doesn't let you fucking talk. It's like, why would I debate him? That dude's fucking an idiot, full of shit. All he does is push narratives. Like literally, I cannot listen to his channel because there's nothing worth listening to. Anyone talks just about boxing, I can listen to them. That's why I used to listen to Knockout Boxing. Now I can't because now he doesn't talk about boxing. All he does is talk about Tank fucking Davis. Here we go, boys. Let's get it on. This is a good scrap. Should be. Stylistically. We'll see what Mbilli is made of. Nice counter right from Mbilli. Trying to counter that jab. Nice right hand from Dervachenko. Oh, raising right hand. Big left under that right hand, Dervachenko. Nice up jab. These are two very skilled fighters. Great amateur pedigree. Good hooks to the body from Mbilli. Oh, good straight shot to the gut. So far, Mbilli showing a very good offense. Dervachenko mostly just fighting him off. Oh, big right hand against the ropes from fucking Mbilli. You got to double up that jab and then step to him. Good round. Mbilli got that one. That was a good round from Mbilli. Establishes jab, countering Dervachenko's jab with his right hand. Some good body work. Mbilli will knock him out. Mbilli should win. Well, it's early, guys. We only seen one round. No, Dervachenko wasn't bad. He's just taking his time, right? Getting a sense of who Mbilli is. Mbilli about to stop him? That would be fucking impressive. Machado, prove yourself in debating knockout boxing, and then Mr. Sheldon may unblock you. Abdullah Mason. Abdullah and fucking Iglesias, they need to fight better opposition. Here we go, round 2. Mbilli's cutting the ring off nice. Using a good long jab, up and down. Oh, that was a nice right hand. Dervachenko took it, man. Took it. Gonna have to watch out for that fucking counter right hand. Oh, nice uppercut from Dervachenko. He's feeling himself more so far this round. Boxing and moving. There's that fucking crazy counter right. Nice right hand from Dervachenko. Nice shot under the arm. Yeah, Dervachenko's starting to pick him apart now, this round a bit more. Dervachenko already got a mouse under his eye. What were they saying? That the trainer said that when he signed Mbilli, he had a new Azuma Nelson. I know they're both African, but come on, man. Nice shot to the temple. Oh, nice right hand from Mbilli. Good body work. Good shots from Dervachenko, getting off the ropes, countering. Good combination. Wow, this round is good. Good body shot, Dervachenko. See, that's a round you could give Dervachenko, but I don't think they will. I think they'll give that still to Mbilli. But Dervachenko was way more accurate, way more effective that round. Tank ahead of Bud, pound for pound. Tank always fights bigger guys. Oh my God, stop. The term pound for pound is used loosely on fighters. Pound for pound is Bud, Anui, Usyk. Those three have moving up the ladder and fighting the best, not Boots. Exactly. I don't think I've watched Knock but a few times, and Sheldon boxing, never heard of him speak or anything about people hate on him. Nice right. Yeah, that was a great second round. Way more competitive. But you could see Mbilli's punches, man. They got a lot of smoke behind them. Fucking Dervachenko's feeling that shit, especially to the body. Tank shouldn't be in the conversation as Crawford. No chance should he be in the conversation with Crawford. Round 3. I always hate how fucking networks always highlight one fighter's punches, but then never show the other fighter. If you're gonna show highlights, you should at least fucking be fair. Always trying to be biased. I'm sure they're fucking talking Mbilli up hard, especially fucking my man Bradley. That left to the body, I think, is going to be the shot that gets Dervachenko out of there. Nice jab to the body. Another big right hand. Nice uppercut from Dervachenko. That's a good shot. I just don't know if Dervachenko really has the power at 168 pounds. I think Fury is going to win the rematch, but, you know, that's just looking at ways that they can adjust. I think Fury showed that he can be effective against Usyk. Now he just needs to be in better shape and string more of those rounds together. Good work by both guys. Mbilli is a bit of a fucking juggernaut. I would love to see a Canelo Alvarez versus Mbilli fight if he's successful. Got to use more lateral movement, Dervachenko. That was a good round for Mbilli, sort of taking over once again. Usyk is battle tested and a fucking road warrior. None of those guys have had to come fucking through what he's had to do. Fight every single top dude fucking on the road in their home consistently. Fight guys that were 30, 40 pounds heavier than you on fight night. Nobody had to do that. That's why he's number 1 on my list, even though I still fucking praise Crawford and Haney. And I say that based on performances from one fight to another, you can have those guys rotate through. Mbilli is going life and death with him, Sean. What level is he? Mbilli is not going life and death. He's establishing himself. Dervachenko is going life and death, keeping him off, like especially that round. The way this fight is going now, I'm favoring fucking Mbilli by a 6th or 7th round stoppage, left to the body. Well, that's true, Hollow Ninja. Also, Charlo. The IBF had no problem letting both Charlo and Errol Spence duck their mandatories for fucking years. Good shot from Dervachenko. That's what he's got to do. Use his jab, take angles, make Mbilli turn, walk him into shots. Get off and get out. Oh. Nice right hand. That long right hand's been effective, and that uppercut from Dervachenko's been effective too. I just don't think Dervachenko's power is having much impact on Mbilli. Whereas that hook to the body, I think, is really, there you go. That's a good little hook under. Oh, there you go. That's it, Dervachenko. Yeah, 3 of them. Slide that fucking shot under the elbow. Wow. Wow. Yes, jump on him. What was that punch, Mbilli? Fucking. It looks like Dervachenko's only throwing one hand. I wonder if he hurt his. Okay, there's his left. But the way he's throwing it, looks like he might have hurt his left hand. Even using straight rights now instead of jabs. This has been a much better round from Dervachenko. But Mbilli's dangerous. Bicep looks torn. That would be fucking unfortunate if that's the thing that led to this fight being stopped. A fucking injury. Especially because this fight so far has been fucking great. Good body shot. Then Billy's looking a little gassed, which for him is unusual. Good round. Yeah, I think his arm is fucked. Yeah, his arm is fucked, man. Yeah. It's going to be hard to fucking win a fight with one arm against fucking this dude. But that's a round I would have given the Ukrainian. These Ukrainians are built different. Punch Drunk believes that the PBC is not holding Crawford back. Yeah, he's full of shit. That's crap because Sergey was going to get the decision if not for only having one arm. I don't know if he's going to get the decision because I think he lost the first 3 rounds. You could have maybe given the second round. I think he won that round. But, yeah. Yeah, it does look fucking torn, eh? How are you going to fight with fucking a torn bicep? The good thing is, at least now his hand's going to be up to stop that right hand, right? So defensively, it's not so bad. Defensively, your hand's going to be up. He's already going for it now. Yeah, they gave Dervachenko that 4th round too. Hey man, maybe fucking Mbilli's fucking gas tank is gonna fucking drain. I think he's doing a good job. Keep hitting that body under the right hand, or sorry, under the left elbow. Sharp punching from Dervachenko. Quick, accurate punches, not hard. Oh, nice uppercut from fucking Mbilli. Man, see, this fight was definitely going to be fight of the year. And fucking that injury, fuck, terrible. Those body shots, man. That's the shot from Mbilli. Keep fucking throwing those hooks to the body, man. They're a little low too. But like those shots, I think, have more effect than the head shots. Nice uppercut in the inside from Dervachenko. Using his elbow well. Keep him moving backwards. Dervachenko's a fucking hard man. No wonder the Ukraine is giving Russia so much problems. He did hurt his arm. It looks like his bicep is torn. Shot right up, right? Kind of like Callum Smith when he fought Canelo. That round, not nearly as effective as the last round. Ain't that bright, so I'm not surprised. Apparently there's clowns now saying Iglesias KOs Canelo. I'm surprised they even know who fucking Iglesias is. I think both Iglesias and Morel would kill Mbilli. Well, yeah. I mean, technically much better fighters, right? But Iglesias looked a little raw and wild today. But I definitely think fucking Morel. I always said Morel was the best fighter at 168 pounds. Dude is tough. Any other fighter would have been slept by now. I think he's taken Mbilli's power shots well. It's just those hooks to the body. H Money loves Iglesias. Really? He loves Iglesias. The guy's still fucking almost barely a fucking contender based on the opposition he's been fighting. But that shows you what kind of opponents fucking Morel was fighting too. Bum-ass opponents too. And people were saying that Canelo was ducking Morel. It's like he never fucking... Come on. I mean, Canelo's best wins at 168, a guy who hasn't been at that weight his whole career, far supersede fucking Benavidez, Morel, fucking Iglesias. Let's not even mention him because he hasn't fought a fucking top 15-pound fighter yet. Nice counter from Dervachenko. Make him miss, make him pay, Dervachenko. Hit that head, hit that body. Right hands all day. Just shows you how unfortunate life is, right? The fact that Dervachenko got another big fight and then this kind of fucking thing happens. And then, of course, Mbilli's going to go on to get big money fights, and Dervachenko is going to take on who? Iglesias next, right? You know, Bekmalikuziev, Pacheco. Good fights, but Crawford is having a hard time getting big fights at 154. So is he wrong by calling out Canelo? Punch and IBF are morons. Well, I think him calling out Canelo makes sense because you might as well chase after a big money fight if all the dudes at 154 pounds are going to blatantly fucking duck you. And that's what we've been talking about. The PBC is doing the same thing at 154 that they're doing at 147 and 140. And literally people were fanboying that behavior. Happy that Errol Spence was going to get big fights before Crawford did. Right? And people cheer for that. Now Mbilli sees the right hand is drooping. You just throw those right hands all day. Keep pushing him off with your shoulder, Dervachenko. Move him backwards. What kind of punch is that? Turning into a tough fight now with my man. Tim is not going to fight him. Tim is going to fight fucking this Mirzaev guy and probably Lubin or fucking Thurman. And then after that, the winner of Funduro and Spence with Ortiz in the mix. He's not fucking looking at Bud Crawford. That's why fucking Turki Al-Sheikh said, yeah, fuck you. The live stream you did a few days ago was legendary. Can you get part 2 this week on how they are ducking Bud? I was thinking the same thing. Dervachenko would probably go the distance with Iglesias, though. Dude is tough. Tim Tszyu wants the winner of Funduro Spence. Even though, in the meantime, because that fight, who knows when that's going to happen? 2025? It's not going to happen fucking this year. Errol Spence is not going to fight Funduro in 2024. Unless that's going to be on the undercard of Tank Davis's fight in October, November. Round 7. Dervachenko fighting well for a man with one arm. But, you know, what can you do if you only have one arm? Bam. Big right hand from fucking Mbilli. Oh, did he hurt Mbilli? Oh, Mbilli's hurt. Mbilli's hurt. Jump on him, Dervachenko. Jump on him. Throw that uppercut on the inside. Hit the body. There you go. Hit the body. Uppercut. Boom. Oh. Yes, push him back. Hit him. Uppercut. Mbilli's like, I'll be your Huckleberry. Nice uppercut from Dervachenko. Hit that body again. Hit him in the nuts. You got to give fucking Mbilli credit for the hard fucking punches he's throwing. His endurance is pretty good because he's throwing fucking bombs, man. That shit takes a lot out of you, especially when you're missing as much as he is. Some of those punches missing by fucking feet. Straight right hand down the middle. Take your head off the fucking... Boop. Drop that right hand right down there. Come on, Dervachenko. Drop the straight right hand right down the middle. Right now. Boom. That shot's there, man. You fucking hit him with those straight right hands. Nice fights. What a fucking war. Was that a knockdown? Whose arm is hurt? Dervachenko. Wow, good fight. Tim would fight, but he's trying to get the belt first. No, he's not. He's getting the belt, and he's going to fight fucking Lubin or fucking Thurman. All waiting to get a fight with fucking Spence and Funduro. The one man on the outside looking in, obviously, is Ortiz, because he's not part of the PBC. But at the same time, he's still chasing those fights too. I bet 10 to win, 60 on Dev. Looks like it's gone. Mbilli is going life and death with an old man with one arm, literally. Punch Drunk never brought up the fact that Bud exercises WBO mandatory, wants to make it seem like Bud is ducking. Well, Bud is going to get that fucking WBO title, so he's going to be a unified champion because they're going to duck him. Dervachenko got now, man, good fight. Got hurt, yeah. One arm injured, the other is tired. Well, yeah, well, I'm sure everything is tired. His legs too. Historically, he's not this much of a fucking mover and shaker, right? But you got to do it in this fight. So round 8. This is kind of like Tank Davis versus, yeah, his legs fucking feeling it, all that movement. Tank Davis versus Isaac Cruz when he had the hurt arm. He's the smaller guy, doesn't have the power. This just tells you really Mbilli's level. Not a bad fighter, but technically he ain't that great. Iglesias is going to have big advantages in reach against him and speed. But Iglesias also hasn't fought fucking anybody, right? So we'll find out his toughness because we know Mbilli's at least going to come and bring it. I think I'd love to see Mbilli fight fucking Munguia next. That would be the fight to make. What a matchup that would be. I think Munguia beats fucking Mbilli, but it'd be a great fight. Fucking Dervachenko switching, eh? Using his jab from fucking the right. Fuck, you gotta give fucking enough respect to fucking Dervachenko. He's in it to win it. He ain't going out like no fucking punk. Oh, big body shot. If I was Mbilli, I would fucking go hard to the body. I think that's definitely the way to get him out. Not the fucking headshots, but those body shots really fucking impacting him a lot. Nice right hand, Dervachenko. Munguia KOs Mbilli. These Ukrainians are warriors. Funduro is food, and he would have got knocked out if that elbow hadn't landed. That's true. Why does everyone look at Funduro like he's food? Because he's limited. Yeah, I think Munguia Mbilli would be a good fight. I'd watch it. Mbilli is a hype job, but I like to see him versus Munguia. It's not that he's a hype job. He's an exciting fighter, so people are excited to see him in with better level of competition. But when you fight the way he fights, when you step up level competition, you can't expect to be as successful. You look at the difference between him and, say, a fucking Better BF. Better BF technically is a much better fighter than Mbilli. Mbilli should use his jab more. But it's a big fight. Munguia, Mbilli, that fight's fucking good. They have a common opponent in fucking Dervachenko. Come on, Dervachenko. 2 more rounds, baby. Sergey is the real winner of this fight. Yeah, even though he's not. He's going to be thrown in with some hungry young lion. Maybe you could throw him in with fucking Pacheco. Or maybe Bek Melikuziev. Good fighter, but equally limited. More so, I think, than fucking Mbilli. Throw Bek Melikuziev in with fucking him as well. Or who's the other French guy? Sajiao. Nice straight right from Dervachenko. This fight's a war, though. Just imagine what would have happened if fucking Dervachenko had 2 arms. Shh. Keep leading with that right hand, baby. Right hand down the fucking pipe. Who's that? Dervachenko's wife? Yes. Why are they showing her when she's hiding? There she is. She looks like his mother. She's an old-looking woman. Obviously, that's why he's tough. To deal with her, you gotta be tough. She don't look like no pushover. Nice punches. That's it. Push him off with your shoulder, Sergey. And Billy looks tired. Slowing down a little bit. Maybe Dervachenko could get him out. Bob Arum. Old motherfucker. Gotta love Bud. Turkey wants to make Ryan versus Devin rematch. I saw that. Well, it's a big money fight, so for both guys it makes sense to do it. Right? That's why I think Devin Haney wants to get a fight in first, so that he'll be sharp in the rematch. Ryan out for a whole year. Devin Haney getting a cherry pick fight in just to fucking be sharp for the rematch. Obviously, there's going to be tons of testing in the rematch. It's going to be at 147. Ryan sleeps Devin in the rematch. I don't think so. Don't stop it. Give him one more round. Why are they going to stop it? They can't stop it now. There's only one round to fucking go. What's he saying? Dude, what's wrong with you? We got one round. I'm fucking in the fight. In it to win it. One-arm old man. Been through wars. Mbilli trying to do one-arm fighter but couldn't. How good is Mbilli really? Well, that's why people were saying earlier he's better than Berlanga. And then they were saying Berlanga and Munguia are the same. But after this fight, I favor Munguia. I think Munguia is better than Berlanga. I think that would have been a great fight to make. That Ukrainian is a warrior, like them all. Ukrainian is the face of boxing. Well, right now it is, right? With the pound-for-pound #1 fighter being from the Ukraine. And, of course, then fucking one just getting robbed recently. Round 10, my man. You know Mbilli's going to come out, throw his gas tank, try to catch him clean with a good counter. Get off the ropes, my man. Little short punches to the balls. Who's winning the fight? Oh, Mbilli's winning. Mbilli's winning. I think if you're being friendly, you could give Dervachenko maybe 3 rounds. Obviously, it's been competitive, but it's hard to win when you're fighting with one arm. Falling down, slipping again. His legs look like fucking they're struggling. Well, I don't think anyone thinks that Inouye and Haney is a great fight, but get off the ropes, my man. But Inouye definitely deserves fucking, fight a contender at home after the big fights he's taken back to back to back to back to back. But I definitely want him to fight MJ, and I don't want him to go to 126 because there's great fights at 122. I want to see him versus Junto Nakatani. Well, I wouldn't fucking say that if Mbilli stops him in the 12th round at this point, that somehow this means Mbilli is better than those guys. Literally, Sergey's been fighting with one hand for how many rounds? Good shot, Sergey. You should hold a little more. You only got fucking 30 seconds to go. Look at Sergey, fucking warrior. Throwing right down to the fucking end. Torn fucking arm and still fucking going tooth and nail. Stopped. Stopped by who? Nice. Landed a fucking big left. Fucking Sergey is a fucking monster. Sergey is the winner to me. I'm always remember this fight as Sergey the Warrior. Politics at 126, absolutely astronomical. Yeah, exactly. God bless Dervachenko. Dude has amazing heart. Man, that was a fucking war.
Really good. Top Rank Boxing on ESPN is presented by AutoZone. Get in the zone. We will be back in a moment. Wrap things up. Here
What did Tim Bradley say, Iceman?
All the brutality.
It's a great test for Mbilli. Like I said, by far the best opponent he's been in the ring with. Gotta wonder how it would have been if Dervachenko had two arms. Exactly. MJ was refusing to make the fight in Japan, so that fight may never happen. Dervachenko is an absolute warrior. Southpaw TV said Inouye is ducking Kermel Moton. Yeah, but that guy's a fucking tool, so that's not a surprise. How do you duck a fucking prospect? They were saying that about fucking Russell's brother at 118. They were saying that about Rigo at 118. What happened to both of those dudes? They both got fucking dismantled and thrown into fucking obscurity. Not by fucking Inouye, but by fighters that fucking Inouye destroyed. Well, Junto Nakatani destroyed one of them. Inouye destroyed the other. Oh, really? Stop the fight. You're saying that in the 10th round. So the dudes fucking lasted all that distance, and now you want to stop the fight. Shushu hasn't done nothing. How is he ready for Inouye? Shushu's a great fighter, but, you got to let him win a world title first. There's, openings. There's champions he could beat. I think Shushu beats fucking Angelo Leo. For sure. Him against Reyes or who? Sorry, Vargas. I might favor Shushu versus Vargas. Him against Funduro. Maybe I favor Funduro. Him against the Cuban. I think he could beat the Cuban, but the Cuban is dangerous. Him versus Espinoza. Similar to Funduro. Tall, long, high volume, right? Tough fights. But he's young. He's still, and young, as far as being a pro. He's still got shit he needs to do. He needs to win a world title. Prove he's great at that weight class before you start fucking capping for an Inouye fight. Southpaw is a clown. He hates Inui for no reason. Southpaw is an LDBC guy that hates every non-black fighter. The only reason he's not part of the LDBC is because he also hates Devin Haney, the new project for the LDBC. The most talked about fighter in boxing, the most hated fighter in boxing, Devin Haney. Fuck you off. Give me a break. The monster will wreak havoc at 126. Yeah, but the reality is there's nobody worth fucking chasing at 126. Not at this point. So you might as well stay at 122, beat MJ, beat Junto, right? Those are fights. Even if you fight the tough Filipino guy that you're supposed to fight before. All those fights make more sense than moving to 126 to fight nobody. South crack. Yeah, that dude is a fucking crackhead, man. His mother was on crack when she fucking shit him out. That was an incredible fight. See, this is the thing. You know which fights are always going to be good, but people still want to push narratives. We knew Mbilli Dervachenko was going to be a fucking great fight. And if that guy wouldn't have hurt his arm, fucking Christ, imagine how great it would have been. Junto should move up and fight MJ. Well, Junto, I think, should fight Inui's brother to unify titles and then move up to face Inui, right, for the huge revenge fight, for the Leonard Hearns fight in Japan history, a huge fight, biggest fight in boxing history in Japan. That fight would be fucking gigantic. Oh, Mbilli hurt his shoulder. See, I could have been better, but I hurt my shoulder. There's a lot of good fighters at 126. 126 is low-key loaded. Come on, who's the good fighters?
Stan Linda, thank you very much. Look forward to hearing everything on SportsCenter in just a moment. Let's go through, Tinny, and show you the highlights on a fight where Christian Mbilli and Dervachenko, they delivered on what we thought. It was the injury that changed the course for Dervachenko and the constant attack of Mbilli.
You know what? Mbilli showed me tonight that he's the real deal. He was able to make adjustments throughout the fight. You know, he showed me nuances that I was waiting to see. He showed experience. He showed ring IQ. He showed a great punch selection. His conditioning was through the roof, Tess.
Oh, they always rave about that.
Class. His stamina is through the roof.
Tim Bradley is such a fucking knob gobbler. It's fucking ridiculous.
You want to watch him closely because I'm telling you right now, people in this division, the super middleweight division, they want to run from Mbilli. He's that guy. He's that dang strong. And Canelo, I believe he's going to stay far away from him.
By the way, Dervachenko.
Oh my God, Tim, you're so full of shit. The dude barely got by a 38-year-old Ukrainian who moved up from middleweight that fucking had an injured arm.
Anybody's ever landed against Dervachenko. And after everything you just said, Canelo's going to fight Edgar Berlanga next.
Yeah, Berlanga. You can't say Berlanga is not as good as fucking Mbilli. Mbilli hasn't done anything more than Berlanga has done. Like, fuck, man. Except Berlanga is marketable.
All right, let's go to the ring to Mark Chanel.
Oh, fuck, stop.
Après des rondes ici au centre Vidéotron, nous allons au quart de pointage pour la décision des juges. After 10 rounds here inside the Videotron Center, we go to the judges' scorecards for the official decision. Efren LeBron scores it 100-90. Steve Weisfeld has it 99-91. And Pasquale Procopio has it 98-92 for your winner by unanimous
98-92 is what I had.
And still, the WBA International and WBC Continental America Super Middleweight Champ, Christian Solid Mbilli.
Mbilli.
Hear from him on the State of Boxing on the ESPN app in just moments. State of Boxing on the app.
I'm not hyping up Berlanga, but Berlanga is more marketable than Mbilli. That's a fact. Who is Mbilli's fan base? Canada? Is that Mbilli's fan base? Canada. After this fight, people are going to be more critical of Mbilli, not more fucking hyped about him, because he didn't do better than multiple guys that went on to become champions against an injured version of Dervachenko, who's 38 years old. Right? But John Sean, we know you are full of shit because that's just you. So nobody takes anything you say serious. I mean, people, of course, are going to hate on anything that Canelo does. That's just a fact, even if it's just pure BS. Canelo stops Mbilli in 3 rounds. Mbilli beat him up, but Dervachenko got hard. Dervachenko wins if he had 2 arms. I think so, or at least they would be super competitive. Berlanga been struggling with CD men for the past year, while Mbilli beat up an elite Sergey. Doesn't matter. Berlanga is a more marketable opponent than fucking Mbilli. I know it's difficult for guys like you to get that through your head, who try to hype up fucking Devin Haney as the face of American boxing, and somehow the best thing fucking to hit America since Floyd Mayweather. All bullshit, all cap, ain't true, not at all. But continue pushing your narrative, right? Because nobody fucking believes you. Like, the reality is Mbilli is more marketable than not as marketable as Berlanga. He doesn't have a built-in fucking fan base. So who are you going to market a fight with him and Canelo to? Jake Paul stops Berlanga. Stop. Chase Berlanga over Skull due to marketability of a Mexican-Puerto Rican fight. Exactly. Nobody wants to see William Skull. So Sean John loves William Skull. Okay, let's do William Skull versus fucking Berlanga. Versus Mbilli. Nobody watched that fight. Nobody will want to fucking pay for that fight. As far as promoters go. 30-year-old Dev has been through a war and had 1 arm. Dev is second to Tank. Yeah, of course. Second to Tank from what? All we have still memorized fucking Devin fucking rolling on the floor constantly by fucking fighting a fucking C-level fucking Ryan Garcia. But okay. Machado Canelo pulled the Riddick bow on Skull. Oh my God. See, nobody can take you serious, buddy. Do you agree Haney looked like a punk trying to sucker punch a guy from behind with his friends? Huge punk. Huge punk. But that's who the LDBC wants to, of course, connect themselves to. Guys like him, right? Just like fucking the rest of them. Who the hell is William Skull? Nobody knows who he is. William Skull could ask for a Mbilli fight, and Mbilli wouldn't fucking even go close to him, even though William Skull's an IBF champion. Because even Canadian promoters don't want to pay for William Skull, because nobody knows who the fuck he is. Devin just trying to be like Tank. Devin just capping, man. What's Devin done? Like, Devin is coming back. He's going to cherry pick a fucking useless opponent, which is fine. He is coming off of a brutal fucking loss. All to do what? Step into a ring and rematch fucking Ryan Garcia. Doing the same thing fucking Wilder did. Moan and groan, I'm going to sue you. You fucking had egg weights in your gloves. Oh, rematch? Okay. Let's do it. That's what Devin's doing. Same fucking thing. And the LDBC is going to be pushing the same thing because they can push the same bullshit narrative between capping off of Ryan Garcia to fucking get people to AdSense their channel, pushing a whole racial fucking narrative, how fucking Ryan Garcia is being hero worshipped and Devin Haney is the most hated man in boxing. Skull is a pound for pound fighter, according to John Sean. That's a fact. Machado, not yet, but he's on his way. Yeah, see, you just expose yourself as being a moron because literally everyone that reads your comments about that thinks this guy's fucking trolling hard. Big Inui Nakatani who wins. I got Inui steamrolling him even though he's an elite fighter. You think Inui steamrolls Nakatani? Man, I don't know, brother. I don't know about fucking steamrolling. Mbilli just made my pound for pound list. Yes, see, another fucking stupid fucking comment from a troll on YouTube. But Of course, Jaime Munguia, when he beat Dervachenko, he wasn't on your pound-for-pound list. Was he? You know, for Mbilli, this is a good fight. Obviously, you in with opponents like this is going to make you better moving forward. But let's be completely honest. Mbilli was kind of exposed in this fight, right? If you want to be completely honest, he was kind of exposed. Because that's not the way you beat a guy that's injured. It's kind of like how people said Tank Davis was exposed when he fought Isaac Cruz. Sergey got robbed against Munguia. BFTB owned a ton of people's money for Crawford crushing Spence. He canceled all his bets. Boxing fans expect Bud and Canelo to fight everyone in 1 year. Exactly. Even the Mexican broadcast was talking about how great a Nui Nakatani matchup would be. On this card right now? That's crazy, eh? How you talking about fucking Nui versus Nakatani? But let's look at these rankings right now. So WBC, Christian Mbilli is in prime position to get a Canelo Alvarez fight. Munguia 2, Kevin Saggio 3, Pacheco 4, Iglesias 5. Dervachenko was number 7, him fighting Mbilli. Obviously, that should make him the interim champion. David Benavidez shouldn't be there anymore because he moved up in weight. David Morrell is also basically gone. You got Berlanga at number 1 for the WBA. Mbilli, Lester Martinez. He's a fun fighter. I'd love to see fucking Mbilli fight Lester Martinez, man. Bazinian and fucking Bek Melikuziev. You got so many great fights you could literally put together at 168 pounds between fighters that are all on that level, right? Mbilli, Berlanga, Munguia, Dervachenko, you know, fucking Martinez, all good fighters. None of them are elite. Even Iglesias at this point, not elite, but all really good. I put no stock in Cuban boxers. And Nui Nakatani should be held at the Dome. It would be, for sure. IBF, here you go. Now look at these fucking rankings. William Skull and Vladimir Shishkin. You notice neither one of those names was even mentioned by the WBA and the WBC. Shishkin is number 12. William Skull is not ranked by the WBC. By the WBA, neither fighters are mentioned. And they should be, because there's a lot of bum-ass fucking guys for the IBF. Then you got Mbilli at 3, Pacheco 4, Saggio 5, Munguia 6, Bazinian 7. But ask me how William Skull and Shishkin are ranked above any of those other fighters. Their resumes aren't better. They haven't fought better competition. For the WBO, Pacheco's number 1, Bazinian is number 2, Mbilli, Berlanga, Munguia, some dude I'd never heard of from Africa, Saggio, Jacob Bank, who the fuck is he? Shishkin is 10. And of course, William Skull is not ranked. William Skull, the guy who's being elevated, is literally not ranked on any other fucking sanctioning body rankings. Bud sparred with Lester Martinez. That's why he's fun. Does Bud spar with Lester Martinez? Really? Oh. Better BF by round 12 KO. Mbilli versus Munguia next. Or would you rather see him fight Canelo next? I would rather see Mbilli fight Munguia or one of the other fighters I just mentioned. Right? Because those guys, let's be honest. The problem with a William Skull being a world champion or being forced to get a world title fight is he hasn't fought any top opponents. So no one knows who he is. Nobody's seen him in with quality opposition where you could feel he's earned a fight with Canelo. And now, yeah, man, after those 2 wins, fuck, he totally deserves the fight. And now it's marketable because we've seen him in with great caliber of opponents, right? Mbilli just fought Dervachenko. Dervachenko fought a very competitive fight. Some people think that he deserved to beat Munguia. Munguia ended up fighting Canelo, fought well, right? And now you fight Munguia versus Mbilli. I mean, the winner doesn't necessarily get an automatic fight with Canelo because do people want to see Munguia rematch Canelo? No, we want to see new fighters. But if Mbilli beat Munguia, that would fucking totally elevate him to the position. Mbilli is C level. Machado, Andrade could beat his first champion, Mbilli Andrade. I think Andrade loses to Mbilli, but in the first half of that fight, he really makes Mbilli look bad. But the constant pressure and aggressiveness and the fact that Andrade always slows down in the second half of fights means that Andrade is going to get stopped later on in that fight, because Mbilli is going to finally catch up to him, and his body work and hooks are gradually going to get to him. You think Janibek should move up to 168 after him having issues making 160? I think so, because 168 is a much better division than 160. There's way better fights. The biggest fight you can get is a potential Canelo Alvarez fight, right? Which through the WBO, he can put himself in a position to get that fight automatically. So already you're getting a career high payday fight. You're in a division where even if you lose to Canelo, there's a ton of other great opponents for you to fight. Whereas, what are you going to do at 160? There's nobody for you. I don't think he moved up. Andrade is good. Andrade is a fraud of the century. Fraud of the century. Dude never fought a world champion, past, present, or future, until he faced David Benavidez, and he went out like a punk. Plant welcomed Janibek to 168. Well, but Janibek don't need to worry about Plant. And who's Plant fighting? Some bum on that fucking Canelo PBC card. Macumbi. Right? Like, who the fuck is that guy? Right? That's the thing. Some people are happy when guys like Plant fight bum-ass opponents that nobody's ever heard of. But Canelo fights a guy who's marketable in Berlanga. People do know. Was once fucking hyped like crazy because of his 16 first-round knockouts in a row. But yet, that's an opponent that should be criticized. I just heard people saying they want to see Crawford fight all the young, hungry lions at 154. But you don't want to see Canelo fight the hungry young lions at 168. Andrade, where are we? I rolled over laughing the way Bradley was glazing Mbilli at the end. Fuck, man. Bradley's pathetic. Andrade quit in a stool on a pay-per-view in his biggest fight of his career. Yeah, he is biased. Blair Cobb got a better resume than Andrade. Andrade at 160-pounder, to be fair. Oh, my God. He was never fucking good at 154. He was never good at 160. Never fought anyone at either weight. Andrade is good still. Who has Andrade fought, Raf? He never fought a fucking champion. Past, present, future. Until he fought fucking Benavidez. That's his career. The one champion he fought, he got fucking knocked out by. If Bud destroys Funduro, Zoo, Canelo, what does that say about a guy like Madrimov? Styles make fights. Well, that's true. Styles make fights, right? Raf, don't start acting like John Sean. Canelo needs to fight Benavidez. If he doesn't, that's going to leave a stain on his career. No, it's not. Fucking David Benavidez hasn't done fucking anything except lose his 2 world titles because he was undisciplined. His best win is a guy that Canelo knocked out for unification, right? What has he done? He moved up to 175 and fought a way lesser opponent than Canelo's best win at 175, who was Kovalev, a world champion. David is a weight bully who's very limited, and fucking his first fight at 175, he was found out. And now he's going to go fight who? Hot Rod? He's going to fight the guy that Morrell just fought in a boring-ass fight. But that's who you're going to fight on the undercard of fucking Tank Davis, probably. Enjoy spending fucking $85 for that pay-per-view. You can't call Andrade good and then make excuses for him, Raf. Exactly. There's no excuses for him. He didn't do anything. He didn't fight anyone his whole fucking career. Nobody would fight him, really? There wasn't tons of fucking guys at your level or just below that you could have fought and made huge statements against? But still, you fought no one. What about Boots Karen 2? That's also terrible, but that's the IBF. Once again, the fucking IBF, right? Once again, the IBF. Fucking jokers, man. Here, let's scroll down to that weight class. Fucking the IBF. What a bunch of clowns. Fucking clowns. So, literally. Fucking Andrade. So, Karen Chukakian is somehow now the #1 fucking mandatory for the IBF title. A guy that Boots Ennis already fought. Isn't marketable. Nobody wants to see that fight. You can't sell it. Just like a William Skull. And who has he beaten in the top fucking 15? Did he beat Conor Benn, Jin Sasaki, Lewis Croker, Paddy Donovan? What a fucking bunch of bum-ass fucking opponents. He easily could have beat some of these guys because literally they're garbage. Alexis Rocha, Gabriel Valenzuela, Nicholas Fiaz, Sakram Jizyov, Solomon Sissoko, Josh Warner, Raul Correll, David Pagat, and Vitaly Pebebebebebebebe. So let's just see. Who is fucking that guy bounce back and beat? And let's see if he fought any fucking guys from the top 15. I say no. But what do you guys say? In the comment section. Do you think fucking Karen is bounced back actually beating an IBF top 15 ranked fighter to somehow elevate him to the #1 position? Because William Skull didn't. Andrade is a bum that's acting like everyone was ducking him. That was his whole fucking thing. Pulling fucking the race card. His whole career. So, Karen Chukakian, who's ranked #9 on BoxRec. So, who's he bet? Oh, okay. So this is who he's beat since he came back. He beat Michael Marcano, 29-7-1. Pietro Rossetti, 18-1. And Harry Scarf, 13-2. Not one of those 3 fucking fighters are ranked in the top 15. Not fucking one. And there's a lot of bum-ass fucking dudes in the IBF rankings. You could fight a guy like Josh Warner. Who's he? Fucking Paddy Donovan. Lewis Croker. Fucking Nicholas Fiaz. Nobody knows who these fucking clowns are. But he didn't fight any of them. And now Boots Ennis is going to have to fucking deal with that bullshit. But fucking Errol Spence literally was the IBF champion and ducked his mandatory for fucking 3, 4, 5 years. Bullshit. IBF is garbage. Tank's last and only legitimate win was Petraza, and that was a long time ago. That's a fact. Ukrainian Karen is about to make Boots look bad again. I think Boots destroys him in the rematch. Kambosos did everything Tank should have done. Karen had better footwork than Boots. It's hard to fight a guy who's not engaging, right? But it's good. Boots got to fight guys that fight differently. You can't fight the same fucking type of dudes consistently. Bivol, the Mexicutioner. But I think he beats him pretty convincingly in the rematch. Because you already fought him. You're more familiar with him. You know what you're going to see. Karen's not going to bring anything new to the fucking game. Case study, Andrade is trash. Keep crying. Trash. Trash. Hasn't done anything. And even coming off of that loss to David Benavidez, when's he going to bounce back against anyone? Boots is so good. Boots is good, right? It's a shame that instead of getting a unification fight with one of the other champions, he's also being fucking basically ducked by the PBC. And he was ducked consistently by the PBC when he actually worked with fucking Showtime. Also they could do what? Hype up fucking shitty fighters that were ridiculous, recycle old fighters that nobody wants to see, like Lauren Garcia. The PBC is everything that's bad for boxing. 2023, I gave them tons of credit, tons of props. They made the biggest and best fights in boxing. Since then, what have they done? Sweet fuck all. This Canelo Alvarez card, straight up garbage. It makes the Berlanga fight look good, because the fights in the undercard are fucking even worse. Andrade, not that guy. dude Benavidez beating Andrade is the equivalent to Boots beating Cobb. Am I hearing Sean defend black fighters? Man, stop, Dale Bailey. You're fucking sounding stupid. I constantly defend black fighters. What are you talking about? Boots is getting ducked by everyone, including Crawford. Crawford ain't ducking Boots. Boots literally fucking walked away from a WBO mandatory opportunity to fight Bud Crawford to chase Errol Spence for the IBF. Just like fucking Virgil Ortiz did. I hope Cody Crowder retires. He's not mentally fit to box. Well, it doesn't look like it, right? It doesn't look like it. But, you know, that shit happens. Whatever. Nobody's going to miss Cody fucking Crowley. Really. Nobody's going to miss him. He's a boring fighter that didn't really bring too much excitement to the fucking division. Who at 154 has the guts to go after the WBA belts? Apparently nobody. Apparently none of these motherfuckers have the guts, even though they're getting Saudi Arabian paydays. What does that tell you? It's a sad bunch of motherfuckers, right? Sad bunch of motherfuckers. Who's right in that division? So you got, even look at the WBA rankings. It's pure garbage. You got Abbas Barado, a German fighter. Erickson fucking Lubin. Vito Melanicki Jr. Oh my God. Tim Tszyu. Butayev. Kurbanov. Jesus Ramos. Telez. The Irish black guy. Agarko. And there you are. That's the top 9 fighters in the division. And then under that, it's even less fucking known people. The only person in that top fucking 9 I mentioned that is even fucking closely deserving of a Bud Crawford fight is Tim Tszyu. It's pathetic. Cody, a good dude. I don't want to see Boots punish him. Well, whatever. You get probably career high payday to get fucking knocked out in 2. You might as well collect that paycheck before you fucking retire back to Canada. It's just, you know, this just shows you the American fucking boxing game. Even when Saudi Arabia is splashing out the cash, you still have these American fighters fucking in the PBC, the one promotional company that's once again, blocking big fights from happening, even though they got no money coming in from anyone except their pay-per-views. They could fucking do what everyone else did and work with Ali Sheik and fucking actually get fight dates on DAZN where you get paid. Your fighters get career high paydays and consistently get tons of work and don't fight once every fucking 2 years. Just to put it in perspective, on Pro Box, what's the next big fight card they're having? 2 PBC fighters who haven't fought in fucking over 2 years probably. Banana versus Hurd. Right? Those guys easily could be in the mix at 154 as well. They could have both moved to 160 and made that division more interesting as well. But yet the PBC hasn't fucking given them the fight dates for fucking years. You think Charlo can still be competitive 154 even though he got his manhood took by Canelo at 168? I think that would be the fight I hope would happen. But obviously he's going to need a tune-up fight, which means how long Bud Crawford going to sit around? Because he is the WBA champion in recess. So he could call for that fight right away. Dale Bailey, the flag is very suspect. Once again, John Sean Boxing is harping on a flag. But you don't even know what that flag stands for. I hear clowns saying Turkey is ruining boxing. You can't make that stuff up. Yeah, that's true that a lot of Canelo Alvarez fanboys are pushing that stuff. Because the reality is, he's been hard on Canelo. But that's fine. He can be hard on Canelo. And Canelo can do what he said and say, fuck you, I don't need you. Because Canelo is also in that position. You know, Turkey really needs Canelo more than Canelo needs him at this point. Because Turkey's trying to put on big fights, trying to get Bud Crawford that big money fight, because all these other motherfuckers with the PBC are blatantly ducking him at 154. Hurd was supposed to be a star. No, he wasn't. Never was supposed to be a star. He was the guy that made 154 interesting because he actually unified titles, unlike Lara, Charlo, Andrade. 4 champions, not one of those motherfuckers wanted to fight. Sounds like you have it out for the PBC. Did I say anything that's incorrect? When the PBC put out great fights in 2023, I praised the PBC. But historically, we know they blackballed Bud Crawford. We know that they're doing the same thing now at 154. They've been the one promotional company that's fucking been the most difficult to work with as far as making big fights. That's all factual. What do you mean I'm out to get them? They do something great, I'll praise them. Charlo is still at 154 king. Well, seeing is believing. That's a good title for your next live, Sean. Who has the guts to take the 154 WBA belt? I'll remember that. There we go. Dale Bailey, of course, PBC stands for Prevent Bud Crawford. They mad at Turkey because they scared their favorite fighters like Tank would get beat. Well, he's going to make Tank fight quality opposition, which is what boxing fans want. Boxing fans also want Canelo to fight Benavidez and Crawford, even though the Crawford fight, I understand it's marketable, but is it really a fight that boxing needs? You're going to have a 154-pound, 147-pound fighter fight a 168-pounder. Charlo's reputation precedes him. What reputation? A guy who ran and got a paycheck fighting like shit against Canelo. A fight that he'd been asking for years. Finally got and performed like fucking doo-doo. Right? And what's the best thing he's done? Became undisputed at 154. A division that, who's the best guy he fought? You tell me in the comment section below. Like, he did not have a tough push for undisputed. And he even lost in that process and had a draw. Should have been 2 losses. So he did it, but definitely not fucking impressively. He was always the second fucking Charlo. The other Charlo at 160 was always the better one. But he's a crackhead and mental. Crawford versus Canelo is the best fight of the era. Winner takes the whole era. Well, that's true figuratively, but, you know, it's not really a fight that makes sense. Tank doesn't like Turkey because Tank hates hard fights. The exact same thing Turkey said about Canelo. And at this point of Canelo's career, you can say he hates tough fights. And he's earned it. Tank Davis hasn't done that yet. Tank Davis has never had a hard fight yet. Right? We're still waiting for him to take a hard fight. I thought it was Jermell that was chasing Canelo. Both of them fucking at 154 consistently clout chase fucking Canelo. His brother trashed his brother at 160, saying that, you know, he would jump at the chance to fight Canelo if he was offered the fight, right? You know, was still clout chasing Canelo. Granted, to him, when he was offered the fight, he did jump at the chance. So great. And then he went out like a bitch. So that tells you what he was always looking for. A payday. Right? Like Andrade, like the other Charlo. These dudes that people used to hate against Golovkin and used to hate against Canelo. But yet not one of those 3 fucking guys has done anything great. Oh yes, I know. Sorry, Charlo became undisputed. Undisputed at 154, where the best guys he beat was a chinny fucking guy who was never elite. Castano, who has retired now. He got his 2 big paydays. Lubin, who never fought a top 10 opponent. His best opponent of his career was fucking the guy Canelo beat for unification. Dale Bailey, Canelo ordered the French fries belt when Prime Jermel became Mando. No, he didn't. Once again, you're talking shit. It's on record that literally Golden Boy offered Charlo the fight and he fucking ducked it. That's why his brother fucking pointed out and called him a bitch because of it. And Charlo's on record himself saying Canelo's the best fighter at 160. He's doing his thing, I'm doing mine. But you keep pushing your fake ass narratives. And we know what you'd say if Canelo went to fight Charlo. Oh, he's cherry picking Charlo. Oh, okay, yeah, okay. They trashed Bud's win over Spence, but praised Funduro for fighting Spence. Man, maybe there is a disease going around. It is. It's called fucking stupidity. A lot of American fanboys, not boxing fans. They're here for whole different agendas. Just look at John Sean Boxing as a perfect example of that. Right? The reality is boxing fans want boxers to fight. But you also fucking gotta be fair and truthful. Unfortunately, most of these guys don't understand what fair and truthful means. They're all about pro-black, but yet the haters of fucking Crawford, majority are the same fucking dudes that claim to be pro-black. Errol Spence fans, right? Even Devin Haney, biggest haters towards Devin Haney are fucking Tank Davis fans. Jermel even admitted Jermel ducked. Yeah, you can't make this shit up. But guys like him, they don't care about facts. They continue to push the same narratives, and they figure if they say it enough, it's going to resonate to be true. They did it with fucking Wilder being the best heavyweight. They're saying it now about fucking Devin Haney being the face of boxing. Go watch BFTB's fucking videos before Ryan fucking knocked his ass out and all over the round. You know, they were pushing Devin Haney as the face of American boxing. As if there's any fucking grain of truth in that statement. Instead, nobody in this era beats the 28, 29-year-old Canelo. He was a beast back then. I remember when the LDBC claimed Charlo undisputed run was better than Usyk and Inouye. Of course they would, because he's black. They say the same thing about Devin Haney's run. Beat who? George Kambosos. That's who he beat. One guy. I don't know. I think Sean just has it out for the PBC. Nothing what he's saying makes any sense. So, Dale Bailey, what am I saying that doesn't make sense? That Charlo ducked the Canelo Alvarez fight. That doesn't make sense, even though his brother corroborates it. What doesn't make sense? The fact that the PBC blackballed Bud Crawford's whole fucking career from 140 to 147 and now at 154? That doesn't make sense? If it doesn't make sense to you, you might want to see a doctor. There's some medicine that might help this upstairs be more functional for everyday life. Machado, I am talking Prime Jermel, not the drunk one. Yeah, Prime Charlo, when he moved to 160 and never fought anyone except Dervachenko. That's the only fucking legitimate opponent he faced at 160 pounds. Ducked Carlos Adames, had an offer from Golden Boy to fight fucking Canelo, ducked that fight, as his brother fucking supports. Top rank blackballing Tank now. Shake my head. How is top rank blackballing Tank Davis? I thought Tank Davis is the A side. Is Shakur Stevenson with Top Rank? Is the Ukrainian dude that has the WBO title with Top Rank? Maybe they got a fucking deal with him now because he beat the Navarrete. But what do you mean, Top Rank ducking? He's the A side. He's the money man. He's the pay-per-view king. Keith Thurman ducked Crawford more than anyone. Fuck. Not as much as Danny Garcia. That guy ducks fucking Crawford at 3 weights. 140, 147, 154. Boxing as a whole is corrupt, but you seem to only see black people. When I say PBC, all of a sudden with you, this is a racial thing. Why is PBC black? I white as snow, but I'm American. Congratulations. Tank is simply a duck. He can make any fight he wants. Exactly. You the A side like Canelo. You make fucking fights happen because you can pay people more money than they can make fucking fighting on their own or fighting anyone else. You do it. You make it. I never mentioned black when I talked about PBC. You brought up black. I said the PBC blatantly ducked Bud Crawford at 140, 147, and 154. What in that statement says black? Anyone that watches boxing knows that's factual. There's no racial connotation to it. It just is what it is. They blatantly ducked Bud Crawford. And now they're ducking Bud Crawford again. So why is this a race thing? You know, what's his face just said fucking Top Rank is ducking Tank Davis. How come he didn't accuse him of being racist towards non-black people? I knew he should move up to 135 for Tank Davis, but Tank can't go up to fight Tio. Maybe there is a disease going around. It's called hypocrisy, Sean. That's fact. That's fact. Tank Davis can't fight at a weight class he's already fought at. But I knew he needs to go up 3 weight divisions from the 5th weight division he's at right now. Bailey, the way you are talking and the flag don't match. John Sean, you know that's fucking consistently how he talks. I think it's sad that those people are always on your mind. What people? Crawford will be fighting Virgil Ortiz. Will he? Let's hope so. But again, Virgil Ortiz is not part of the PBC, so that doesn't stop what I just fucking exposed, does it? Kambosos did everything Tank should have done already. That's a fact. And Tank could have done it just as easily as Kambosos. Dale, you always coming here acting fucking like you're exposing something. But I always notice fucking it's always one-sided and you never have anything to say with the trolls that come on here pushing race nonstop. But when I respond, then that's an issue. It's ironic, right? Ironic that you're one of my biggest fans who's been on my channel longer than anyone. Leave Tank alone. Tank has nothing to do with this. Exactly. That's what Tank Davis fans say. Don't bring up Tank. Tank didn't do anything wrong. Tank's the face of American boxing. He can fight anyone on pay-per-view and come under no scrutiny. But fucking Canelo's ducking everybody, that prick. If Kambosos fights Shakur before Tank, I lose full respect of Tank. Why would Kambosos fight Shakur? Machado, no narratives. Here, just facts. Well, John Sean Boxing, so far you fucking pushed out 0 facts in a video that's been almost 3 hours fucking long. We're still waiting for you to say 1 factual fucking statement. Just 1. Dale Bailey, he's answering questions. How is he being racist? And if Virgil Ortiz doesn't fight Crawford, then what? Will Golden Boy be a duck? Yes, they will be. I already made a fucking video. That video is already online. Shakur has a belt. That's why Kambosos will fight him. Kambosos is going to go to 140 and fight the Australian WBA champion. IBF champion in Australia. That's what Kambosos is doing next. So nothing to do with fucking 135, nothing to do with Shakur. When you come off of losses against the top fighters you faced at 135, it's time to move to 140 and say, I was struggling to make weight at 135. I'm much stronger. My endurance is better. My punch power is way better at 140. Look out. I'm the real deal at this weight. Now let's fight for a world title against another fucking lesser opponent in your Australian stablemate. Just busting your bubble, Sean. Relax. I can't stand Shakur. Were we talking about Shakur? because I don't think I was hating on Shakur. I'm just disappointed that Shakur's next fight isn't going to be against Zepeda. Bud Crawford, Ortiz, Shakur, Zepeda. That's supposed to be the next fight. But we're going to get Shakur versus Cordina, because obviously he is signing a deal loosely with DAZN, so they're giving him a fucking cherry pick opponent that he can look good against, because he's looked kind of shit in his last 2 fights. Campos is going to get mopped again. That dude Paro is pretty good. Why do you keep trashing Bud versus Madrimov? It was an intelligent war. Both fighters knew exactly who they were fighting. You can't go in there throwing reckless with each other. Who's trashing Bud versus Madrimov? I don't think I've trashed that fight at all, ever. Not before, not during, not after. Only the LDBC trashes Crawford. That's true. And Haney. They love to trash both of those fighters. And Shakur and Keyshawn Davis. Welcome back. Why aren't they throwing it? Fuck off, David. Fuck you. Eduardo Nunez is a 130-pound fighter. Why would anybody fight him? Why would Shakur fight him? Is that dude ranked by the WBC? Let's see. I guarantee he's nowhere to be seen in the rankings. Zepeda, Murtala, Keyshawn, Santos, Chamberlain, Abdullah, Frank Martin, Cruz, Lemos. Fucking, he should fight Lemos. Lemos, man, got jobbed. He got robbed, and now fucking he's like being ducked blatantly. Antonio Perez, Sam Noakes, Claudio Danif, Joe Cordina. So he's going to fight the number 13th ranked WBC fighter. Artem Hattatulin and George Kambosos Jr. I don't see Edward Nunez fucking anywhere. Harder calls in the house. Well, what is Cordina? I ain't fucking pushing for Cordina. That's a terrible fight. We know why he's getting that. Because he's working with Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn's giving him a domestic UK fighter to look good against, to help build up his persona after some disappointing performances. Not you, Sean. LDBC, Canelo fans, PBC fans, etc. They keep trashing Bud versus Madrimov. They will trash everything Bud Crawford's involved in, because all they want to do is shit on his career, all the hype up Spence. But that's fucking done. Spence was dispatched, terminated, retired, exposed. Eduardo Sugar Nunez would sleep Shakur. That dude ain't even ranked at 135 pounds. Who is he going to fucking sleep? He's not even ranked by the WBC at 130 pounds. He's not even ranked by the WBA. He's number 1 by the IBF, but we've already established the IBF rankings are garbage. So the fact that he's number 1, that could really shine light on what a fucking garbage fighter he is. And he is not ranked by the WBO. He's fucking doesn't get much love from anybody except for fucking David. Well, Nunez is Casquez mandatory, but yet Josh Warrington gets the opportunity. Dude, you can't stand Eddie Hearn. I can't stand Eddie Hearn. I don't mind Eddie Hearn. But I understand the business he's pulling. You know why Warrington's getting the fight? Because Warrington versus Kakache sells in the UK. Nobody knows who fucking Sugar Nunez is. You can't stand him. All the LDBC Crawford gate came from him not wanting to go live on 78 Live. That's true, yeah, because that's how fucking petty those dudes are. He beat Rakhimov in his hometown. Rakhimov, again, a guy that's best win was who? Spence fans are still damaged from the massacre that occurred in July last year and cry Glovegate just like they did when Fury destroyed Wilder. because that's the bunch of pathetic motherfuckers they are. Just like Sean John Boxing. That's kind of the reason why Cordina is getting the shot at Shakur. Yeah. But Shakur is going to fight him in the UK? Because if he doesn't fight him in the UK, that shit ain't selling in America. Because nobody knows who fucking Jor Cordina is in America. Does the LDBC talk about you as much as you talk about them? You talking to me or somebody in the comment section? Because I don't think I talked about the LDBC that much compared to other people in the comments. I've talked about the PBC. But maybe you think PBC, LDBC is the same. Eduardo Sugar Nunez is overrated as hell. Dude would smoke most at 135. Based on what? Again? I understand some people love to hype up fighters. We see it all the time. But seeing is believing. When it comes down to it, you're only as good as the victories on your resume. I'm just saying if Cordina would have fought Nunez like he should have, Nunez would sleep him. I got a step, Sean. Later, brother. You said to remind you of the live stream called. Don't worry, I took a picture. Can't wait for the spit facts. I think Nunez is better than Zepeda. Yeah, but you know. We've seen some of the people you hype up and how that works out. You know, you might want to just take a step back and allow these guys to actually do their work in the ring. And then when they do it, we can give them their props. I'm not quite as high as him as our boy 777. He's hyped. That Nunez kid is pretty damn good. Well, if Dale Bailey's agreeing with you, then fucking that tells you everything you need to know. Hype job. I am not damaged. I just don't understand why people hate facts. We just wonder why you don't use facts. Why you never spit facts. Fighters are not above criticism. I noticed, though, the only fighters that aren't above criticism are non-black fighters. Right? Non-black fighters are not above criticism. Black fighters, outside of Bud Crawford, they are immune to criticism from guys like you. Yeah, dude, Nunez is the real deal. So let's check out this real deal that people love to hype like fucking crazy. Sugar Baby Nunez. The real deal. The sublime monster from fucking Dominican Republic. Where's he from? The DM. Dale Bailey, stop agreeing with me. You're making me look bad. That's true. Tank only criticism was putting hands on his girl. Man, he knocked that bitch out. I realize a lot of fighters with high KO ratios get hyped up, but I think Nunez is a bad man. Well, and guys with big knockout ratios, like we saw today, they get attention. Because people love excitement. The Mexican Edwin Valerio. Come on, man. He looks like a UK killer to me, but at the same time, I don't know what that says. 27 years old. He got beat years ago by a bum-ass opponent, which we don't hold against him because obviously Mexican fighters learn on the job. He literally... Come on, man. Who do you fight? They don't even list fucking the Russian dude on his resume. What do you mean? He ain't even on the list. He ain't even on the list. Ain't on the list. 2023, Oscar Escandón. That dude's a fucking straight up bum who hasn't done anything at 130. Jesus Martin, never heard of him. Wilmark Brito, never heard of him. Adrian Perez, 9-4-1. Come on, dude. I thought you said he fought good people. He fought nobody. I haven't watched him fight. because literally he hasn't fought anyone worth fucking fighting. The guy that he gets credit for fighting isn't even on his fucking resume. I don't know, man. This shit's looking shaky to me. No, his resume is garbage. And he doesn't even have that dude on his resume that you said he beat. The IBF ex-champion. Joe Cordina, speaking of fucking overrated nobodies. So, Rakhimov. There's Rakhimov. 17-1-1, 14 KOs. That dude never fought Rakhimov. Like, you give Nunez credit for beating Rakhimov, but he never fucking fought him. Rakhimov lost to Cordina by split decision, lost to Zelfa, beat Barrett, beat some 4-4 Russian dude, had a draw with Jojo Diaz, beat Azinga Fuzili, a fighter who was really good, and disappointing that he had no fucking punch resistance. Oh man, you guys are hyping up a dude that literally hasn't even fought a top 10 fucking opponent. The fact that he is ranked by the IBF tells you exactly what I've been saying all day. The IBF literally hypes up dudes who nobody knows, nobody cares about. You can't market a fight because they have no fan base. They haven't fought anyone in the fucking IBF rankings to at least build up so at least you know who they are. And now you throw this guy in and people are like, who the fuck's this guy? Yes, he did. David, it ain't fucking listed on BoxRec. And that's not a WBA fight. We know the fucking BoxRec don't get along with the WBA. That's IBF. He did, but they didn't add on his record for some reason. I don't think Rakhimov is great, but it's still a good win. Well, that would be at least a top 10 opponent. Let's go here. So BoxRec is not playing, so we will play with other people. Has Rakhimov fought Nunez? Darwin Nunez, go Liverpool. Bud held on his belts. He used them as easy way to 154 and got the WBO belt go. It's not the way that people are trying to make it seem. Bud was not depriving 147. Of course he's not. IBF makes its mistakes, but they are the realest out there on all belts. No, they're not. They're garbage, man. Garbage. Literally garbage. Straight up fucking garbage. And anyone being fucking honest about boxing realizes they're straight up garbage. So we go to the IBF rankings, and we'll scroll all the way fucking through, and you tell me which IBF fucking person ranked number 1 deserves fucking to be ranked number 1. Heavyweight, right now, of course, number 1, number 2 position, vacant again. The only division that leaves it vacant consistently, so they can do what? Jam some unknown motherfucker into that position. What are they waiting for? Anthony Joshua is actually fighting Daniel Dubois, but Anthony Joshua is ranked number 3. Ryan Riziski, number 1 for cruiserweight. Alexander Vosdik, number 1 at light heavyweight. A dude that fucking just got beat by Devin Benavidez was number 1 and literally hasn't fought any legitimate opponents. But yeah, their rankings are legitimate. William Skull being elevated by fucking 168. Hamza Shiraz, number 1 for, oh, sorry, no, that's not IBF. There you go. Of course, for Janibek's title, nobody's ranked. And the great Andre Mikhailovic is the number 3 ranked fighter. Who? Andre who? Literally nobody in this chat has ever heard of that guy or ever seen him fight. No, I'm super positive, but I'm critical of fucking sanctioning bodies like real boxing fans should be. They all suck, but the WBO has at least created some fight advantages. Yeah, I think the WBO is the best. Skull is not very good. I will give you that. So who is Crawford going to fight next? If he can't get the fight he wants, he's going to have to settle for a boots fight or retire. Oh my God, come on, dude. Get real. Mirzaev. Bakram Mirzaev. His top fighter was Erickson Lubin. Not bad. Tim Tszyu. But of course, they're not ranked number 1 and 2. They're ranked number 3 and 4 with Josh Kelly at number 5. Garbage rankings. Tron Ennis, we already talked about that. Karen Chukakiev. His is number 1 ranking. A guy he already beat, and a guy who, since he's got beat by Boots Ennis, hasn't beat any of the top 15 fighters in the IBF rankings. Liam Paro. Richard Hitchens. That's by far the best ranking so far. The number 1 opponent for Liam Paro's title, Hitchens. Legitimate. Lomachenko, William Zepeda. Legitimate. I'm surprised Canelo didn't fight him. You couldn't market that fight. The guy's got no fan base at all. He's fucking Cuban. No one gives a fuck about him. Anthony Casaquesese fighting Edward Nunez. Once again, who? Angelo Leo. His fucking mandatory. Lerato Diamini. None of you have seen that guy fight. None of you know who he is. Tomoki Kameda, a guy who was relevant 10 years ago, is number 2. Hector Andre Sosa is number 4. It's terrible fucking rankings. Terrible. Sam Goodman for Inui. That tells you everything you need to know. Guy ducked the title, but he's still fucking number 1. For Nishidi, nobody, and then Tsutsumi, who's coming off of that great battle with the guy who, did he die? The other Japanese fighter? Maybe he died or went into coma, but great fight. And everyone thought the other guy who died was winning that fight, but Tsutsumi won, and he is the mandatory for that title. Fernando Martinez, nobody's ranked. Wilbaldo Garcia. South African, Pumzili Kafu. Rene Calixto. And then Roman Gonzalez, Ioka. Angel Ayala, nobody. David Apalaria, Sonny Edwards. That's not bad. Noshinga, yeah, garbage. Pedro Tandurin, some Chinese guy. Dian Qingzhu, maybe he's good, but who knows? He did die, unfortunately. Yes, that's terrible. That kid looked good. Out of the 2 fighters, he definitely looked like he was the better of the 2. Sad to see that happen. If it wasn't for the WBO mandatory rule, Bud, Usyk, and Nui's career would be far behind. I just think 130 and the IBF has got it right. Well, maybe they did. We will see. But my point is the IBF, as you could tell by every single ranking, has never fucking got it right. So, I mean, every clock fucking is correct. Even a broken clock is correct twice a day. So, you know, this is a scenario like that. But peace, everyone. Thanks for jumping in. We've been on for 3.5 hours. Obviously, we had a good card. Potential fight of the year in Dervachenko versus fucking Mbilli. Great fight. Very disappointing that Dervachenko hurt his arm. It would have been fucking even better. And of course, the heavyweight fight was great. I mean, Makhmudov getting exposed once again, right, by obviously the tough Italian fighter who's coming off of a tough Effie Ajagba fight. So it's not really that much of a surprise that he went in there and beat that guy's ass. And then, of course, the 2 young fighters, Ulysses Iglesias and Abdullah Mason, both against subpar competition, did what they had to do. Easily fucking got them out of there. Not interesting fights at all. Not really fights that tell us too much about either one of those 2 fighters. Hopefully, we'll get to see them in with some better competition moving forward. But it's good that both of them are obviously staying busy, because young guys, that's what they need. Activity, stay busy, get those fights in. But cheers, everyone. Thanks for coming in. I will see you next time, enjoy your weekends.